Hello everybody and welcome. This is Give Your Anxiety and I'm going to be bringing you guys a fantastic Age of Empires Online stream today. This is the Celeste Open Championship Tournament and we're in the Winners Bracket Final. We have a match between Eery and CG Zerton here. Game 1 is going to be played on Treasure Island and we have Eery playing as the Egyptians, and up top we have CG Zerton playing as the Greek. Alright, so I'm going to get everything situated here and get the casting. Looks good. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at CG Zerton. He's building a storehouse on his hunt. Pretty standard. First thing that is non-standard, or thing that may vary on this map, is that he's not going for a very fast barracks. He's not gathering from these close trees. He's right away building a storehouse on his wood line, and then is now going to start get his barracks, potentially after that, but it's going to slow down his barracks by not gathering from the really close trees. Taking a look at Eery, wow, he's actually going, he built a storehouse on some very far hunts. I'm keeping an eye on the chat, as players can request a restart if they feel maps imbalanced, but honestly, he missed scouting this. I mean, this one's, it's like, it's not as, in front of your town center, but it's definitely further away than this hunt. So that's, I don't know, but Greeks aren't a huge rushing civ, but it's still risky, being this far out on hunts. But it's kind of working out since Zerton's not going for super fast barracks. And Eery actually throwing down a storehouse right now. And so yeah, he's just going to be going for second TC, it looks like. No barracks from either of these players right now. And let's see, Zerton does scout this, so he's going to be aware. We'll take a look at Zerton's vision here. His scout did just run by, and he did see the stone storehouse, so that's some very good information to see. And he's responding by sending a villager. I think this villager was already on his way, probably after not seeing a barracks, he decided to drop down the stock. So I'm liking this. This is an old school way of playing Treasure Island, and I think he's trying to bring this way back. I've seen him do this recently, like basically docking before TC and docking early, like maybe before barracks or something. So very interesting. Meta can constantly be switching sometimes. So the couple cows on this map here has a couple here. Always nice, especially for Egyptians, since they empower their TC, which increases villagers' training rate, but also villagers' drop-off and gathering speeds, if they drop resources off at TC. So if you ever get like a bunch of cows and you have your priestess empowering TC, it's really nice because the villagers are training quicker, and then you're getting that gathering bonus. So Eery is now on his way to Age 2 here. Zerton's, take a look, he's now aging up himself, has a second fishing boat out already, so his eco is going to be really strong, and especially in this early phase, it's really going to kind of blow past Eery. It's going to take Eery some time to catch up. He is going to get a second TC up, but in like the very early stages, like right now, Zerton's economy is just going to be better with these two fishing boats. Eery's waiting for his age up to finish. He's now up to Age 2. And right away starting that TC with the priestess right there, ready to empower instantly. Very nice. Very nice TC, honestly. I really like this. Some people say it's very defensive, but you have the berries and the gold, and of course you have the priestess empowering, so you're going to get the gathering bonus from these berries and this gold mine, so it's going to be really big. Second priestess of Ra being trained right away, of course, so it can empower. So you have one priestess of Ra for both town centers. Taking a look at Zerton, he's responding by dropping down a TC. I really like this. He's playing really smooth. You don't want to overproduce on C sometimes because it can slow down your TC, and then you just end up floating a bunch of food with not really an ability to use it. So I like that he's not delaying a second TC too long. One strange thing is this is definitely kind of a strange CC location. Maybe he wanted to keep it fairly defensive and didn't want to get out there too far, but I don't know, it's almost acting as like a wall because the wood line kind of juts out here and then it's placed here. a little strange, but he's dropping down Barracks' first military building. We have a stable going down for Eery. Interesting. So here's first big sign or difference in military and how this game may be played out. As Egyptians have really good barracks units, and recently their barracks rush has been very strong. Ooh, idle TC from one of these TCs. So was expecting to maybe see one big Egyptian strategy is to just only make barracks and then just rush with infantry units pretty early. But Eery's not going to be going for that. Going for 2 stable openings, so he's going to be running around with camels. With the priestess. Okay. And CG Zertan is training his first trireme, but already has 4 fishing boats out, so that's actually huge. And now he just wants to train 1 trireme just to lock down the sea, it looks like. And he's going to be dropping a 2nd dock. Wow. Yeah, I like this play. It's strange. I never really have seen Zertan play like in Valve C in his gameplay this much before, so I'm pretty surprised. His wood line is getting a little bit sloppy here, but yeah, Zertan's looking like he's playing pretty smooth here. A little bit of idle TC time though, however. There he goes, quickly fixes it. So he's going to have 2 barracks, an archer range, and a stable. Taking a look at Eery, he's on the 2 stables. And we got 5 camels running around the map for Eery. Camels do find the dock. You're going to start attacking the dock, so possibly forcing one of the fishing boats to come back and repair it. Eery getting out just in time not to get caught by those spearmen. Let's get a villager count here. We have 42 villagers for Zertan and 37 for Eery. So Eery's behind in villagers, and also some of these villagers are using fishing boats, which makes them, you know, they gather quicker than regular villas. So Zertan's ahead quite a bit in villas here. I mean, not a ton, but actually, wow, ahead in 6 villas. A nice little pickup from Eery here. He's gonna pick up these 3 spearmen, really nice micros to keep saving the low HP ones, and just cause these villagers to run away, and even take out 1 villager there. Very nice. So nice little cleanup from Eery, and that's just one of the bonuses of having fast moving units. When you got these slow spearmen, you gotta spread them out, and then you can easily get picked off like that, where there's only 3 spearmen and the entire camel force just groups up and wrecks the spearmen really quickly. So that's one thing that Greek definitely struggled with in this matchup, defending raids and being ran around in H2 like this, when they don't have a fast moving unit answer, just spearmen. I don't think Eery is. He must not be aware of this dock, because that would be an easier pick off and a safer one, and just yeah. So he's going back for this one, and let's get a villager count: 53 villagers to 43. Population, Eery does have a lot more population though, and he's down, but he's while being down 10 villagers. So he can maybe just a couple more camels moving in though. Don't want to lose these camels. This is one could be a really nice pickup for Zertan. Looks like it's going to be 2 camels going down, kind of free there. A 3rd there going down. Eery starting to queue up some slingers. See how his base is looking. Threw down 3 barracks. 4 actually. Now mixing in axemen and slingers. Trying to drop down a dock. Unluckily, it's right next to where the trireme's parked. Zertan even putting a watch post on the sea here. Very good. Zertan really likes his vision, which is just very smart. 2 watch posts already. keeping a really strict eye on the sea. And yeah, he's got 9 fishing boats. Jeez. So his food comes to me coming in very quickly. Throwing down an academy and is on his way to H3. Camel's trying to move in, but there are spearmen here to defend now. Let's take a look at Eery's dropping down some farms. Now this is the main thing. Eery already being forced to put down farms while Zertan's not going to need to farm for a long, long time. He's still on berries at home. And he's still got a lot of fish out here that you can get thrown down a third dock. So you get some of these closer fish even. CG Zertan is researching philosophy to reduce research time. And do have a pretty big push coming in from Eery here. 160 population push. And Eery, yeah, Eery did not age up, not send the rest to age up. And here we go. This could be a very strong push from Eery. Let's see if Zertan's able to hold. Zertan sees this and he pulls back his army. A couple military buildings are a little bit out here, so they can potentially be really good targets to try to pick off here. A couple of Priestess of Ra, 5 Priestess of Ra here in this mix. Looks like Eery doesn't want to fully commit. I don't know if that's smart. I don't know how smart that is or not, but could have maybe just tried to take out these military buildings. Kind of danced around there for a little while without attacking a whole lot. And we got a lot of villagers moving forward for Zertan going on this gold mine. Is he? Oh, I'm not sure. Does he? He must not be aware of this. I think it may be hiding from him, like behind his archer range. He might not have noticed it because he's going for this forward gold mine rather than going for this one. That could be huge if he doesn't notice that eventually. He can also build a transport ship and send villagers onto the island, though, for gold. Camels are moving in for Eery. Seeing what they can pick off here. But, however, spearmen are coming. Don't want to get the camels trapped here. And Eery is now in H3, so both players are in H3 right now. Zertan already accessed the 180 population. Where did that third TC get placed? Looks like it was this one right here. Yep. And Eery's third town center is going to be a little bit forward here. Oh, switching it up, actually. Nope, he's, yeah, completely switching it up. So he's going to put it over here, set it up for his marker route instead. And here we go. Potentially a big engagement. Eery doesn't want to take it yet as he doesn't have champion action research completed or champion slingers. Camels are coming back in, been ready for the fight. Zertan actually already ready for this and having a couple spearmen behind and ready to pick them off. Very nice. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, but now they're in a little bit in danger actually, because there's just so many camels. Let's get a village count here. 91 villages for Zertan. Jesus. 61 for Eery. And Eery's actually completely gold served now after getting kicked off that gold mine. He was not expecting that. He was not able to transition to his next gold mine well. He's now gathering from here. This one's even, wow, guarded by this ship. Very unlucky that it's kind of too close to the sea there. And yeah, so 94 villages to 63. Jeez. Big engagements coming in. Zertan moving his village forward to drop down a fortress. Camels are coming in. Looks like Eery wants to take this engagement a little bit. He does see this fortress. He has knowledge of this. I don't know how Zertan got that vill lead. His vill production must have been just really on point this game. Eery not at 180 pop yet, though. So he is now about to be at 180 pop. A couple more upgrades are in queue. 2 army upgrades and a Priestess of Ra healing, right? So once those finish, they're about to be finished. And here we go. This is go time. So let's very nice kind of positioning. Zertan's building this fortress. Champion Action are trying to connect. Lots of units chasing the camels right now. Fortress does go down. Gets rid of that little choke point. Slingers are trying to get onto the archers. Camels running around, don't want to get caught by the spearmen. Sir Sofra trying to connect with slingers. Hard to say which way this one's going to go. A couple of champion axemen are onto the Toast ball. Slingers are firing away at Toasty. And champion axemen are doing what they usually do and doing work. It's still very close engagement. A couple of reinforcements are now coming in for Dromos and Hoplites. But it looks like overall the Egyptian force is taking this one and pushing Zertan back. Really close fight there, but eventually it looked like the Egyptians won the fight by just a little bit there. Forward Fortress is coming down for CG Zertan on this forward gold mine, and he already has a siege workshop, and he does now notice this gold mine over here. Let's see. No market quite yet for him. But wow, he's in H4. He snuck in H4. That is ridiculous. He was up like 30 villagers somehow. Like his villager production was just really on point this game, it appeared. Or Eery may have slipped up quite a bit. Because even early on I was saying like Eery was down 5 vills. So Zertan H4. He gets his first ballistas out. He could be in a very dangerous position as he just got H4 and he doesn't have a ton of resources to constantly make a new army. So if he loses here, but very smartly, he moves his army back and has some really nice choke points here with the forest and the buildings and the ballista just able to fire away. So that was Eery's main chance right there. If he could clear Zertan's army right when Zertan hit H4 and not allow Zertan resources to remax. But that did not happen, and Zertan's still sitting on good amounts of res here and pushing with a 180 population army, building his 4th town center even. And this is going to be a scary push. Zertan looking very strong in this game. And Eery does have his camels, not camels. He does have his marker route established with some caravans. Another fortress coming down for Zertan. Here we go. Camels are trying to flank and get onto these ballistas. Champion axemen are on the front line. And there's not a whole a big army from Zertan here. I'm not sure what really happened. I believe he was at 180 population at the start of this fight, but for some reason his army just melted. And now these ballistas are going down. And Eery just completely winning this engagement. Now getting onto the villagers here. Let's see, we have 99 villagers for Zertan to the 88 of Eery. So Eery did have more military population when that fight began. And all of a sudden, Zertan's in some trouble here. He's very low on gold. He has these 2 gold mines, but he has no market, no caravan route. And I don't know, that was a very interesting engagement. All of a sudden, it's going to be looking really good for Eery as he has markets, caravan route very established. And caravans are really so important. They gather quicker than a regular villager. So just so clutch to have that caravan route. But however, Zertan is still pushing. He's still looking pretty strong here. He's now able to get Gastrofets out, and he's really got the H4 army composition coming out now. So if you get that Gastrofet and Ballista count up, and just that H4 army, it can be very strong, very hard to hold it. Even Palanton is coming out, and Zertan was able to hold this position by repairing this TC, or this fortress. A couple of Prodromos are moving out, looking for the market of Eery. However, it's not where they're looking. And a couple fire ships are being trained for Eery, sneaking 2 docks. And he's going to try to take back C. And this town center is potentially a very easy target if he wins C. However, Zertan's making some fire ships of his own. First Palanton is out and already making quick work of this fortress. And Eery is just, let's see, is he aging up anywhere? Is it hidden Temple of Talop? I don't believe it is. It is not. He's very far away from being able to age. And here we go, engagement. Eery going for a flank with some camels and an elephant. Champion Axeman moving in, trying to get onto the Palanton. Lots of Gastrofets just raining down DPS. And the Egyptian army looks to be melting here. Elephant finishes off the Palanton. But the Greeks are holding strong here. And it's looking scary for Eery at this point. Very low on res. Lots of wood. And that's it. There's the GG. Eery resigns. CG Zerton takes game 1. Alright, so I'm going to update this score right here for you guys. Zerton looking very strong in game 1. Take a look at post-game stats here. So all resources gathered. Zerton outgathered him by about 7,000 resources. So that is, yeah, that's pretty major. That's kind of the story to be told right there. Tough to win a game when you're outgathered by 7,000. Let's take a look at some of these charts here. Current villager population, Zerton just really exploding here, and Eery having some periods here just completely idle TC, while Zerton did not. So that's how Zerton really got that huge vill gap very quickly. And the early dock not being contested at all. Alright, these players are ready right away. I got their civs already. They're choosing Arabia for game 2 here. Yeah, that early dock just not being contested. Zerton was able to fish for free. Was really helpful for his economy. Very well played by both players, but Zerton taking game 1 here. Alright, so Eery chooses Arabia, I believe. Alright, so these players are really ready. So we'll get right into this one. Where did I put their names? I think, yeah, Zerton was there, I believe. Alright, so game 2 is going to be played on Arabia in this best of 5, and we are ready. So we have CG Zerton choosing the Persians, and Eery is choosing the Babylonians. Two pretty popular civ choices on this map, especially recently. Okay, so we have CG Zerton starting off with the storehouse on the berries right away. Not really looking for hunts. Finds 2 goats. Meanwhile, Eery is gathering on the close trees, so it looks like he's going to be trying something out here. Very interesting right away at the very start. So he's dropping a barracks on Arabia at the start of the game. Let's go. Get hyped, people. We got some madness going on already. Now he's on to his berries. Zerton is researching Picker's Glove. Unfortunately for Zerton, unfortunately for Eery, Zerton just knew it was coming, or somehow, not knew, but just luckily he built the storehouse right on his berries, rather than like sometimes players will build a storehouse on their forward hunt. And he did not choose to do that, so that works out pretty nicely for him, since there's not a ton that Eery's going to be able to do here with these spearmen. However, this wood line is outside of TC range, it appears, so he could do a lot of damage there, honestly. I mean, that's probably better than a forward hunt, really. Couple goats here for CG Zerton. Spearmen are being trained for Eery and rallied up the map. Zerton, not sure if he's aware of this quite yet. He is probably going to see it pretty shortly here. And the scout making rounds around the TC and the base of Eery, and he does now see the barracks, so he knows what's up. Storehouse is being dropped on the stone mine for CG Zerton. And the Persian scout is now attacking the Babylonian spearmen, trying to slow them down, just slow this rush down a little bit. Zerton sees this, and he responds by a barracks right away, putting 2 villagers on it. Maybe panicking a little bit as he sees his wood line is most likely outside TC range here, where it is. As long as the spearmen kind of take a safe way, they can get to the wood line without getting hit at all, it appears. So now Eery is starting to gather stone himself. See, we have 3, 4. Looks like only 4 spearmen were trained, so Eery not committing super heavily to this. Just kind of forcing Zerton to make a defensive barracks. Oh, spearmen accidentally kind of going the wrong way there. Now they're seeing the wood line. Spearmen are trying to get there. First barbar is out on the field. Let's see, is A10 researched? Yes, it is. Spearmen are going to try to do some damage again. Picked off by TC a little bit here. And clutch A10 right there. And Eery kind of backing off maybe after seeing that A10 being researched. Thinking it's just not worth it. I wouldn't say it's a loss. You could argue it's hard to say who took the best out of this. By building that barracks, making the spearmen, Eery, he didn't do any damage. Like, he didn't kill any villagers or really waste any villagers' seconds, really, maybe a tiny bit. But it did force Zerton to build a barracks himself, train a couple Sparbara, and also research A10. So Zerton did respond by spending quite a few resources to defend the rush. And meanwhile, Zerton is now advancing to H2. Eery also aging up. Looks like they're going to get to H2. Probably, well, looks like Eery may beat him just short by a little bit. Eery does have idle TC though, and he's being active on the map with his spearmen. Needs to queue up a couple villagers though. So there are 4 Sparbars chasing back these Babylonian spearmen. CG Zerton is in H4, moving his villagers, looking to place down that second town center. He finds his location, and here we go. Meanwhile, Eery, he is now in H2. He's also going to place down his second town center, going to be a little bit further away here. And it looks like TC is going to be placed right here. Where are we looking? Nope, a little bit further even. On the barriers over here. So, pretty far second town center. Potentially could be difficult to defend early on, as it really spreads you out quite far along the map. Lots of goats here for Zerton. Let's see, was Eery paying attention to the goat game? No, not really. We got a 1 goat versus 6 goats. So Zerton winning the goat war. Spearmen run around, Sparbars chasing them for days. We have pickaxe being researched for Eery. First garden is going down. Let's see, what is Zerton responding with? He's dropping down his first stable, queuing up villagers from both town centers. And we do have Picker's Glove research for Eery. Handsaw and pickaxe, dropping down his second garden. No pickaxe from Zerton quite yet. And we have the first stable going down for Eery. Eery parking his spearmen right here, looking for maybe a 3rd TC or just a storehouse. Let's get a villager count here. We got 29 villas for Zerton to the 30 of Eery, minus a couple ox carts. Means they're just about even. 2 more gardens coming down for Eery here. Looks like he did already research. Oh no, did he? Yeah, he did research. Oh, actually, I don't. No, I think he can make 4 in H2. I believe. Second stable is going down for Eery. Queuing up some Lancers. Zertan is now advancing to H3, so he's going for a very quick H3, only training one acid bar and going straight for this H3. Meanwhile, Zertan is not exactly doing that. He's investing a bit more in H2 here with a second stable going down. We do have a second stable place for Zertan and even a third now. Couple acid bars chasing back the scouts. And let's see, villager wise, 36 to 40. Zertan already gathering stone for a third TC, it appears. He may get pinned in a little bit here, though, if he can't push out. He might just drop down very defensive, third TC. Lancer count is getting up there. Now Lancers are trying to pick off these acid bars as the scouts are retreating home. And there you go. Zertan is in H3. Eery is now starting to age up himself. And there we go. Very defensive third TC. Zertan's now queuing up his mounted archers. So getting into those Arabia games where we're going to be seeing acid bars and mounted archers versus Lancers and mounted archers. Villager count 41 villagers to 49. Zertan is researching H3 wood gathering and H3 gold gathering. So his placer mines and handsaw coming in pretty early, so that's gonna be really nice for his economy. Some walls coming down for Eery. Lancers are moving in for Eery here. Backing off a little bit after seeing these S bars out on the map. Mountain archers now being trained for Eery. Eery gathering stone for his third TC, so we'll see where it gets placed. Lots of exposed villagers here, and looks like Zertan's going straight for the ox carts. And one ox cart does go down, forcing Eery to pull back all of these villagers. 50 villagers to 56. Gonna lose a couple villas here too. Should have really put him in TC. There he goes. Now he does. Maybe even a second vill goes down, and ox cart being targeted. However, these S-bars are now being caught a little bit. Really able to escape though. Maybe one goes down. So nice raid from Zertan there. Killed 2 ox carts and a villager, forcing Eery to queue up an ox cart from his TC. Zertan moving out on the map to gather some food, some hunts. Moving his army just right in front of it to protect. Lancer champion now being researched for Eery. Still on 4 gardens. And here we go, the spearmen that have been parked here for the last 10 minutes are finding these villagers. However, some mounted archers are picking them off. One villager does go down, so that is good. Those 2 spearmen did their job. Trade 2 spears for a villager. Not too bad. Ox cart almost goes down. However, he did lose a couple of acid bar there in the process in that attempt. 63 villagers to 66. Acid bar champion being researched. Population area is ahead. A little bit of population now researching pharmacology for that health regen for his units. Zertan dropping a watch post with a villager. Eery dropping some watch posts himself. Lots of idle villagers as that gold mine just finished. And here we go. Eery is moving out with his force. And there is not much to deal with these Lancers here for Zertan. Basically, pure mounted archers. I feel like with these Lancers charging onto the mounted archers and then the mounted archers firing away behind them, Zertan's army may not be the best here. No spearmen. Here we go. The engagement. Villagers are here. Canceling, but Eery's actually going to retreat here. He does not like this fight. Man, if he could have stayed, that would have been really nice. But a lot of attacks would have went onto the villagers. Villagers would have like tanked a lot of DPS, and it could have went very good for Zertan. We are at 78 villagers to the 75. Let's see if market and caravan routes are being established yet. No, we have a forward siege workshop coming down for Eery. However, it is just in line of sight of Zertan's watch post. For market is up for Eery, so starting on caravans, and it's kind of late to not have a market right now. This is almost somewhat late to build your first markets. But to go any longer is not, the best option generally. And we're not seeing a market from Zertan quite yet. So a single villager going to build the siege workshop. It is spotted. Eery is able to take out one watch post here. 83 villagers to the 80. Zertan is up ahead, probably at least 7 villagers, with the ox carts also counting as villagers. So we have a force of 24 mounted archers and 12 Asbars. Mounted archers making up the bulk of the army, with 18 lancers and 25 mounted archers. So Eery is maxed at 180, while Zertan is not. A couple walls are coming down for Zertan. No market for Zertan. Oh, a couple mounted archers getting picked off here. And the siege workshop does get built. Zertan didn't have watch post there, was able to be aware of it. And here we go. Here's the engagement. Lancers are trying to get their charge, running around here. And the meat shield is dying very quickly for Zertan. Now it's just pure mounted archers. And Eery's taking this engagement very well right now, forcing Zertan to retreat back to Eery's base. And another watch post does get built for Eery here. And with these big monster archer compositions, it can take them a little bit longer to kill the watch post. But that watch post does go down. Oh, the villager does die to the one Asbar, almost getting up that second siege workshop. That would have been kind of big. And yeah, we do not see a market from Zertan. I am shocked. First siege workshop is out, and Eery's going to be making this push. Meanwhile, look at Eery's caravan routes. It's pretty good at this point. I don't know if Zertan just trying to get out on the map and get gold mines. And, I mean, that's what he is doing, but you can't do that indefinitely. He does have a gold mine here. Now placing down his market. Definitely a bit late to place your first market, but especially on Arabia. We're at 94 villagers to 90. Both armies firing away here. Mounted archers making up the bulk of both militaries here. Both players working on their armory upgrades. Zertan is researching reinforced walls, so he already researched it once, and now going for the even stronger walls, it looks like. Ooh, one siege workshop does get in, and it is right on the market. I'm going to take that market, well, potentially take the market out. There are a lot of villagers to repair, so Zertan doesn't even have any caravans yet, but it's just going to slow his caravan route down even more if this market goes down. It looks like one more hit, it is going to go down, so nice pickup right there. And this is where Babylon becomes very scary on Arabia, where if you look at Zertan's main army is pierce damage. There's not a ton of units that take out these siege towers. However, a couple of spearmen did eventually, were able to take it out. There's only one of them. And walls are already upgraded, so that's very nice. Upgrade times 2 even. We're at 97 villagers to the 91. But a lot of these villagers are caravans for Eery, so that's going to be better, while there's zero caravans for Zerton. So he's going to run into a scary situation. He does have lots of gold mines here. And he did move out for a forward gold mine, and he already depleted that, so that's why he has so much safe gold at home. Oh, his villagers are very exposed here, taking lots of shots. His army is now over here. However, these villagers, looks like everyone's going to go down, so very big pickup there for Zerton, taking out a lot of villagers. As Eery was trying to claim this gold mine, and he's really low on gold right now. Let's see if he looks like he is going to be able to hold here. Looks like Eery is going to win this engagement. Not sure why Zerton's not really pulling back at this point. I think there's more Babylonian mounted archers. And yeah, Zerton overstaying quite a bit there. Taking some more losses than he really needed to. These 2 siege workshops are getting cleaned up, however. And now the first caravan for CG Zerton is being trained at 17, almost 18 minute mark. So we're at 95 villagers to the 98. Lots of villagers are in queue for Eery. Caravans and just regular villagers. His caravan route is already very good, so he's like established for the late game much better than Zerton is. Mounted archers, Babylonian mounted archers getting some more hits in. Looks like this fortress is going to get up just in time here. Some more villagers are getting taken out right before it gets built. Now getting placed into the fortress. Not a ton of defense for Eery with walls. He just has a single layer of walls here. These acid bars look like they're about to break through. Mounted archers are coming though. Villagers trying to get their repair in time. They're not there in time. However, mounted archers are now here, and walls are researched once again, upgraded. $92 villagers to the 101 villagers. Zerton going H4. Let's see, how many caravans does he have though? This is the main thing. He has 4 caravans. And he is on his last gold mine. What does he do when this gold mine runs out and he starts to deplete this bank a bit? That is the main question right now. Eery also going H4 himself. And look how many caravans he has. Getting 141 gold. Both players sitting at 180 population. Maxed out H3 armory for Eery. Maxed out H3 armory for Zerton. First upgrade is mounted archers being researched for Zerton. Very good upgrade. Oh, and there are a lot of exposed villagers here. One villager attacking the... Eery does see this, it appears. Oh, getting there a little bit late. Zerton really smart, pulling his villagers back just in time there. And here we go. Big engagement potentially taking place. 89 to 101. Let's see how many caravans there are now. Looks like there's probably maybe 5. Looks like 5 caravans for Zerton. Zerton researching saddlebags. Eery queuing up a few upgrades. Mounted Archer Champion. Plus 25% damage, plus 25% snare. War Chariot Champion before even training any. And Horseshoes. More upgrades going in queue for Zerton also. Let's see, is he remembering his Ziggurat upgrades? Total War, gotta get that one pretty quickly. Eery hopefully not forgetting this one for too long. And even Iron Wheels also for his War Chariots. Here we go, big engagements. Mounted archers on mounted archers. Zerton's far away from his home. And let's see the numbers, 25 versus 30. It does not look good for Zerton here. He does not have the numbers and he's far from his home. Reinforcements coming in for Eery even. Now War Chariots being trained. And Zertan not retreating in time, really, oversaying a bit. Couple Siege Workshops coming down for Eery, not too far forward, though, however. And a Fortress going down for Zertan. So Zertan's doing a different style on Arabia. Instead of doing caravans, he's just being very active with his villagers and just going out for those far gold mines. Very unique way of playing Arabia. First Palatone is out for Eery. Eery's still not researching Total War or Iron Wheels, or even resourcefulness for that matter. $104 villagers to the 92. Let's take a look at the caravan routes. Still, probably 7-8 caravans for Zertan. Still not many, as I mean he's getting on another gold mine, so that's huge. Having the ability to get on this gold mine is actually massive. So that's just buying him, another like I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, a few minutes of gold in stock. A couple villagers moving out, and here he goes. Eery's moving forward with his force. Oh, he may get picked off. One Palatone is out here alone. Let's see if Eery sees this. He does his watch post, so he is able to see this army. And putting the Palatone up, he's going to... that Palatone, one Palatone shot, taking out 2 mounted archers. However, this Palatone is a little bit far away, and that one does get it taken out. Another mounted archer is going down. Palatone's looking pretty good versus mounted archers here. Big engagement. The war chariots are on the field, though, so they have a bonus versus range, and they can make quick work of these mounted archers. They are the main difference here. How will Zertan respond to try to deal with these war chariots? A couple more Palatones being researched, or being created. Let's take a look at Zertan. Still forgetting Total War and Iron Wheels. He knows better than that. Just slipping up a little bit, forgetting about those. Those are very big upgrades. You'd have 10% more damage for his entire military and 50% bonus for damage versus villagers. And his war chariots would have 10%. If he gets these 2 upgrades, his war chariots have 10% more health, 10% more movement speed, and 10% more damage. Like, that's a pretty huge buff to his war chariots that he could have. But he's kind of forgetting. He's being good with his army upgrades. Here we go, big engagements. Oh, got to protect that Palatone. There are a lot more acid bars to try to deal with these war chariots. Mounted archers got to try to focus down these acid bars. These guys are tanky, 581 HP. They're chasing back this Babylonian force. And Eery is being chased back now. Well, lots of villagers out here gathering inefficiently. And Zertan deleting some of his villagers, as you see here. So he's not afraid to delete them. Some people are, but there he goes. About probably 8 villagers he just deleted. And he replaces this with caravans in queue now. Interesting. Another Palatone. And he is fighting underneath his fortress here. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold, trying to use these trees as some choke points. Acid bars are doing really well here, though. But ultimately, Zertan's going to get pushed back here. And when you go this long without getting these 2 upgrades, that's a good indication that it probably just completely slipped your mind, and there's probably a good chance that you'll maybe just forget these upgrades for the rest of the entire game. So that would, of course, be unfortunate. However, he is researching agriculture, so that's also one of those upgrades where like it can easily slip your mind. But then if you remember that upgrade, it can make you like remember like, okay, did I forget any other like strange upgrades that you don't always research all the time? So maybe that'll trigger him to remember his Total War and Iron Wheels. Take a look at the armory, and Eery is going to have a max armory after this last upgrade finishes. Zertan already with the max armory. Oh, and the Palatone is out of position once again here. They are very expensive to replace. Big engagement here. Oh, and we do have lots of acid bars now breaking through. Only one wall here for Eery, and that's a little bit scary. However, Eery did break through himself here, and he's going for the caravan route. Same thing with the acid bars. Acid bars not connecting with caravan routes. However, there's already some lancers and mounted archers dealing with them, so it looks like they're going to probably get cleaned up fairly quickly as long as these ones get here. Let's take a look at this army. These ones are taking out some caravans. Hard to say who's going to win this engagement. We need to get these war chariots onto the mounted archers, and some reinforcements are coming in, but I think Eery's trading okay here. Villagers gathering very inefficiently at this point, losing quite a bit of res here, and Zertan's very low on food right now. 81 villagers to the 101. Eery with a really large bank too, and he has less villagers, so he's going to be able to just have more military units. Another layer of walls coming down for Zertan, very good. Not fixing his villagers here though, forgetting that, and another layer of walls, very good. Man, Zertan's honestly playing very impressive. Like, I don't know, this game and last game, it almost looks like it's like the best Zertan we've ever seen. Kind of unique playstyle, and some things you don't always see him do, but very strong play from Zertan. Eery not quite as good with his walls here. And there we go. Total War is being researched. Oh, a couple caravans, a couple idle caravans here. That's 4 or 3, looks like. And they don't even appear as an idle villager, unfortunately. Poundtone champion being researched. Big engagement here. Not sure if these Poundtones are the best use of Eery's resources. I mean, they did just take out mounted archers there. See, Poundtone champions and even 15% more maximum range and 15% line of sight, so that's a pretty good upgrade. It is a costly one, 1,000 gold. Zertan floating lots of wood at this point, but oh man, he's gonna notice this as these villagers are going idled. And he'll probably fix this and start dropping down some farms. But yeah, he's losing quite a bit of rest here. Another big engagement here. And now also arithmetic being researched, and he's forgetting about iron wheels. Not sure if he needs this one really. What is this? Oh, guard towers. Oh, fortresses. Cost and build time. Actually, that's really nice. And now dropping down some forward guard towers before the upgrade finished, but okay. Oh, that's a lot of idle villagers. 27 idle villagers. Eery losing lots of res here. Let's see, there he goes. He does now notice, and he's probably like, oh my god, I got a million idle villagers. And Eery just with a very large bank this time, now moving forward with his guard towers. And here we go, Zertan trying to push out onto the 2 Poundtones in this Babylonian force. 102 villagers to the 81. 2 Poundtones do go down. However, it's just mounted archers now for Zertan. And Eery's looking strong right now. One layer of walls does go down, and this other layer is not built yet, so do have some Poundtones being trained for Zertan now. Oh, Eery can research iron wheels. You did forget that one, though. Does give 10% health and movement speed to those war chariots. And here are the forward guard towers getting some hits in. And Zertan running low on food. Very, very low food bank. Struggling to queue up these acid barras. He does have lots of wood, though, however. He needs to kind of try to switch and place down some more farms, looks like. These engagements constantly going back and forth here. Guard towers are upgraded. Some more forward guard towers coming down. Three more forward guard towers. Not too many villagers. Only 4 villagers to build them, so they're going to take some time to get up. Eery canceling those towers and deciding to go for the fortress instead. Now Eery's pushing with a strong force here. Looks like Zertan maybe deleted some more villagers as he's now at 93. Putting a third market up, so it looks like he's realizing he didn't, have those caravans early. He wants to get more caravans out, it appears. Or just doesn't want his markets to die. Maybe that's it. He might not queue up any more caravans. He just wants, in case one of my markets gets killed, I want to have, backups. Not just one backup, but, a second backup. And when you have that much wood, it makes a lot of sense. Eery's bank is just huge here. Say Max Pop not really able to do anything. Could pull some more villagers to build these more forward buildings. Eery holding his position though, trying to just take map control here. Throwing down a second fortress here. I would like to see Eery pull some more villagers, but could get rural agriculture. They're to get access to 2 more gardens. Zertan trying to hold. His food bank is really low though. And Eery looking like he can do this for days, while Zertan is struggling here. There's another guard tower up here that Babylonian can get a second one here. Some more villagers kind of gathering inefficiently, but not a surprise at this point in the game with this much chaos. Hard to always keep up with that. Some more farms being placed for Zertan. Here we go, big push from Zertan here. He's trying to move in with a lot of acid bars here. Not a ton of mounted archers for Eery. So these acid bars are looking like they can do quite a bit of work. However, now the 2 fortresses are getting in on this action, and even some of the guard towers. And that is big. That's just some DPS raining down on you that costs no population. Palantone is moving forward. He's got a lot to break through here. Working on the first fortress. These villagers do go down for Eery. I'd like to see him pull a lot more villagers forward here. Doesn't have any villas to repair. Let's see if he can kind of break through. And I don't think he's going to be able to kill this Palantone. Palantone is going to take out the fortress. Second one coming already. And Palantone's looking pretty good here. Working on this second fortress. However, Eery is now cleaning up this army. Able to push out, maybe save this fortress. Replace his army with a lot of mounted archers. I think he overproduced war chariots as though it was mainly acid bars versus mainly war chariots, and Zertan was able to get a good pick up there and hold and push Eery back a little bit. Now it looks like Eery's getting more balanced military comp and pushing Zertan back once again. Three Palantones here, all right next to each other. I'd love to see one Palantone just this. Oh, I thought he was gonna shoot at them and take out 2 Palantones with 1 shot or something, or get the 3 for 1. That would be awesome to see. Zertan, very low food bank, sitting at only 170 population. Couple acid bars connecting onto these Palantones. One does go down. Just doing this constant back and forth trade. Neither player getting creative, doing anything, attacking from a different angle. No forward siege workshops. A little bit of a surprise for Eery, as he's the one kind of putting on the pressure. He did pull the villagers forward to, drop down the fort guard towers and the fortress. But other than that, he's really just pushed them in here. This one spot, not trying to check for any other weaknesses in the base. But he is pushing, he is holding, and he's not pushing Zertan back. Zertan's only at 170 population, and wow, very low gold even at this point. So this is probably the first time where Zertan couldn't like instantly remax to 200 in a while. Eery's pushing forward. Zertan is now at about 200 population. Trying to hold here. We got 103 villagers, though, to 76. Honestly, at this point, Eery could even go with less villagers and just more military. A couple of Pelotons firing away from here, one from over here, one from over here. Pelotons very well spread out for Zertan. Just firing away, launching them rocks. Will Eery ever be able to break through? He's actually running extremely low on wood now. And he's about chopping through all the wood. Is there any wood left on the map? He's making his way through all these forests. A couple villagers gathering inefficiently here. Aspar's trying to make a push, retreating. Another fortress going down for Zertan. Zertan is 200 population, mainly Aspar's here, so he's going to have a... Ooh, and let's see how many mounted archers. There's only 14 mounted archers. There's 7 lancers. $103 villagers to 76, so that's one of the main stories at this point. One player having more access to military here, less villager population. Lots of Pelotons here. And here we go. Here's a push from Zertan, moving in with the Aspar's, trying to pick off the Pelotons and surround this Babylonian force. 2 Pelotons are going down. And we did have some more fortresses kind of miss these. Eery did pull some forward villagers and drop down 3 more fortresses. Now working on a 4th. And Zertan trying to remax. It's going to take him a little bit of time. Peloton's actually getting caught out here a little bit, trying to get onto these fortresses and deny these. Now Eery's making the move, sending his force into the caravan routes. And how is Zertan going to respond? He's pulling his entire force to try to deal with these units. Caravans are going down. There are 3 Pelotons exposed for Zertan too at the same time. Eery really low on wood at this point. We're at 94 villagers to 76. There's a fortress here. Oh, and Zertan making his way through all of this wood. He does have some here. He's literally almost out of trees on the map. That is insane. He does have a ton of wood stacked. So he'll be good on wood for a while. Jeez, this might be one of the crazier Arabia games I've ever seen. Literally almost chopping through all the wood on the map. And that would, if it goes much longer where, your wood bank gets depleted, that would literally change the army compositions. You wouldn't be able to afford mounted archers if, you can't get wood. Or you'd have to, buy and sell a ton, but that wouldn't be efficient. That would be hilarious if this keeps going on for, 4 more minutes and Zertan just doesn't have the wood to train chariot archers, or mounted archers, or Pelotons for that matter. Damn, fortresses would get really strong. Another fortress coming down for Eery here, really making this positioning very strong. 101 villagers to the 76. Persian force moving out here. Pulling lots of villagers to try to get these walls up. And Zertan kind of losing there. He sees it, so he retreats. Eery looking, found some last upgrades here, researching rural agriculture and oh no, just a mounted archer in queue. Still forgetting about iron wheels. Here we go, Persian force moving in, trying to make a stand. Look at all these arrows coming down, raining down at these Astabaras. And Persian army is getting cleared pretty quickly. And now warships are connecting onto the Pantones. I wonder what is the train time on these units now. Is that, I'm not sure. The Astabar is still taking 16 seconds to train. Zertan is getting maxed to 200 population. Lots of units in queue for both players, though. No forward siege workshops in a long time. One lone ass lancer not joining the fight. Does not want to. He's coward, hiding in the corner. Nobody is aware of him. He just wants to live. This back and forth engage is going on for a long time at this one location. Eery moving forward to some more fortresses. Looks like doesn't have the res quite yet to drop down his, I don't know, 7th fortress or something. There he goes. Another fortress goes down for Eery, making this very difficult to push out on or fight at this location. And, oh wow, Zertan now just researching Poundtown Champion. There's a little slip up of his own. He's got plenty of resources for it a bit sooner. Ooh, look at that hit. Oh, mounted archers going down to these Pantones. Oh, and here we go. Some acid bars snuck by, and Eery, for some reason, he's on one layer of walls. And this could be huge. The first change to this like gameplay in a while. The first, yeah, and let's see. Eery's responding by pulling back 13 mounted archers. Couple last mounted archers here at home already, though. And Eery also responded by pushing in, though. However, can't really do that. And the Asbars do break through. Now trying to get to the caravan route. The mounted archers are over here. Still chasing them. Let's see if they're able to do some damage here. Oh, mounted archers gotta go, go, go. 2 markets for Eery. Asbar is now connecting with the caravans. Taking out 2 already. Third one. 4th one. Almost taking out that 5th. And caravans are holding gold meanwhile. So, already some pretty nice pickups there. 68 villagers only to the 87. However, this is going to allow Eery to have a much larger military force. And look at all these fortresses. Losing some villages honestly may just be better for Eery at this point. Eery building a couple more markets even further away. One market does go down. Oh, it cancels these couple ones. That was his original market. So make sure Eery remembers he does. He fixes it, it looks like. Oh, these ones are going idle. So let's see if Eery remembers to retask those. 70 villagers to the 87. Lancers charging onto these Pantones, and no walls here, so Zertan's trying to respond by dropping some walls, some idle villagers here, and these trees did get completely depleted or gathered from. So this is actually pretty hilarious. Zertan has literally just about no wood to gather from at all on the map. Like, he's making a storehouse to gather from these trees, it appears. Like, you can't even gather efficiently anywhere near efficiently from these trees out here. This is making for a hilarious situation. He does still have a pretty large wood bank, but eventually, like I said, he might just not be able to make mounted archers. He's mainly going S bars at this point. Eery just with these one layer walls. 87 villagers to 75. Eery actually queuing up more caravans. Oh wow, he's actually really low on gold somehow. I don't know how his gold became so low. He has a ton of food, but maybe losing these engagements constantly to these acid bars. Acid bars are very strong. Seem to be doing pretty well versus this Persian force. He could at this point. Eery could potentially, honestly, he could make spearmen because he's not getting ran around. So spearmen could be a really good option. As they're pretty beefy. Yeah, more slower military. Look at that, 2 fortresses going down at the same time. Yeah, in this situation where you're just pushing right on your opponent, you could just switch up your army comp. You don't have to go for the fast units as you're right there. You could just go for the spearmen or even some other units. So these fortresses are now going down. And wow, Eery is really getting pushed back here. Really low on gold. I guess he just kept continued to lose these engagements or just having bad trades and just really getting his bank depleted. Surtan's gathering from his last trees. Wants to get every single tree here. Oh, and here we go. A siege tower does break through. Not sure where that siege tower was trained from. And this base of fortresses and towers is just getting taken out very quickly. Siege tower does get taken down. Zertan queuing up more caravans, interesting enough. He does have a very large bank. Kind of surprised by that, to be honest. Maybe he's just going to see that. I don't know. Interesting. 84 villagers to 94. Yeah, Eery definitely could have switched up his army comp. Is like he didn't have to worry about the speed of having slow moving units chasing fast moving units, as he was just pushing on Zertan's main force. He easily could have made spearmen. And Babylonian spearmen are pretty beefy. I mean, still he could really do this. It does get a little bit scary as Zertan broke out, and now Eery doesn't have many walls at all for his base, while Zertan is much better walling. This one's so back and forth. Forward villagers moving up for Eery. He's very low on wood, though. Let's take a look at the wood in his base. He doesn't still have a forest over here. He has too many villagers on food. He does have a lot of wood in his base, though. You're looking at his home base. Let's see what he's gonna be doing here. What he's thinking. Dropping down another fortress here. Let Poundstone coming out here. 97 villagers to the 87. Poundstone is getting sniped pretty quickly. Fortress does get denied there. Oh, this fortress is going to go down. Man, look at these Poundstones. How far are these guys firing from? And the Wonder is down. Looks like Eery could have maybe done it much earlier. I don't know if he didn't want to do it just because he didn't want to win by Wonder, or if he was, or if he forgot or whatever. But the Wonder is down for Zertan. Not playing nicely. He's doing what he's got to do to win. Somehow lost the house. Maybe he deleted the house to get this Wonder placed here in the corner. I did fix that now. And wow, Eery getting pushed back now. Needs to get some Lancers to be able to charge onto these Poundstones, I think. Eery was in a very commanding position for a long time where he had the opportunity to do a lot. Like, he kept just pushing on this one area constantly for so long. Like, he did start putting some fortresses and Gartage, which was nice, but he didn't try, like, he had complete map control, basically. He didn't try attacking at any other angles or, like, doing anything different. He just constantly rammed his army into Zertan's army, and just thought he would eventually push Zertan back, but oh, looks like the TC location may be messed up, or I don't know. There's a couple little random villager running into the enemy force. Wonder is almost up for Zertan here. 80 villagers to the 97. Eery trying to split up his force and go for a flank here, it appears. And yeah, not even any forward military buildings for Eery. That is honestly probably the main thing. I don't think he had any forward military buildings. His units could have instantly been getting in the fight, but that was probably one of the main things, really. His reinforcements were super slow while Zertan's were right there instantly in the fight. So yeah, Eery definitely could have pulled villagers to build forward military buildings. And here we go. Poundtones are away from the force, and the war chariots are right on the Poundtones. So nice little pickup there. There are a lot of war chariots, so 20 war chariots, and I feel like he overproduced war chariots. They're just not going to be great versus the mounted archers. I mean, from what I saw earlier, yeah, it looks like the Acid Bars. I might have said mounted archers. I meant versus the Acid Bars. The Acid Bars doing pretty well versus these war chariots. And Zertan has the Wonder up and is pushing Eery back. And Eery's very low on gold at this point. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's an interesting matchup. Perhaps Persia has the better H4 army composition with these very high HP acid bars. I mean, the war chair is 770 HP. Jeez. I think Eery definitely could have been doing some better things here. Like, he had no forward military buildings. That's, I would say, definitely the main thing. His reinforcements were just, took so long. They had to cross the entire map to join the fight. He easily could have had, like 5 stables here. And his units, like, instantly getting in the fight. Eery's being chased back here. Let's see if either player tries anything sneaky or different by, like, I don't know, getting rid of villager population or something. Wow. Wow. This Poundtone can fire that far. Jesus. That is some range. That is some range. Poundtone is firing at the TC from here. Whew. That is starting TC at a far cliff. Here does clean this up. More fortresses coming down for Zertan. And the clock is ticking on Zertan's Wonder. You're trying to hold here. Oh, we got some things going on up here. As wow, this Poundtone took out all of these markets, huge. And then a couple last bars snuck in. And Eery, all of a sudden, he did get a huge gold bank. Like, I guess he didn't fight for a while or something. Um, but losing a lot here. Let's see, we're at 75 villagers to 77. Oh, honestly, I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've ever seen this in Age of Empires Online ever. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. I don't know if this is a test, if this means, like, I don't know what this means, but if you notice, look at Eerie's food. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's at 20,000. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. But look at the number. Isn't the font like changing? Is it just me, or like the font size is like changing, or it's like smaller? It's smaller than like the font of these other ones. Like he has so much food that there's not enough room in the UI, so the font like gets made smaller. He's flat. I feel like that's there's not enough room. Oh wow. Okay. Meanwhile, how the hell did this force break through? I mean, just as they just snuck around, and this wonder goes down. Wow. So meanwhile, while I was just talking about that, the wonder actually goes down. I mean, there's like no defense around the wonder, and Eery just ran his army around a different path. But he is going to lose home base here. He does take out the wonder. But he's going to be losing a lot at home here, potentially. TC is going down. No wood to even build a TC or stone at this point. But the 20k food. And yeah, now there's just no defense here. Let's take a look at the villager counts. 59 villas for Zertan, so he's losing a lot. 73 for Eery. Main thing is going to be military buildings, though, however. He does have quite a few over here. And houses, really. And TCs here. So these units were doing quite a bit of damage over here. 50 villagers, 273. Zertan going with the BM Wonder. Right almost on Eerie's starting TC location. He needs to rebuild all of his houses now, though. And this one panel tunnel, man. It's like clutch. Eery trying to stabilize this. No, he's just going to resign. There's the GG. Very intense, crazy Arabia game. Maybe almost the 1 hour mark. Jeez, 59 minutes. Maybe the longest Arabia. I've seen some other very long Arabia games, but yeah, potentially the longest Arabia game we've ever seen. It's just, I mean, Zertan chopping through all of his wood on the entire map. He almost looks like he switched to making like pure acid bars. Man, that would have been the one huge thing. As like if Eery made spearmen, then the acid bars would have been like, you know, couldn't fight spearmen. Then Zertan would have had to make a unit that costed wood, and he would have like not had wood on the map. Yeah, probably the main thing is where Zertan realized. I think he actually started running low on wood and ran out of forest, and he switched to going like almost pure acid bars, and that's when his army really started wrecking. Those acid bars just seem to do very good. Like right now, at this point, there's like no mounted archers on the map for Zertan. He's just made only acid bars, and they're wrecking. No spearmen from Eery, no real forward military buildings from Eery. Very good one, very back and forth. Just look at the font size. See, like with 18K, they're the same digits. Same, yeah. There's the same amount of digits. I was thinking it was different digits, but it's not. But it's but like when I hit 20K, it seemed the font size seemed to change. It's like the UI saying making the UI making room for Eery. See, all resources gathered. Very well. Let's see. Okay, this is 257,000. Very, very close. Yeah. Eery actually out gathering. I think he just kept having bad trades, not able to win those H4 fights. Wow. All right, Near's asking for a 5-minute break. Makes sense. I need it too. Wow, wow. All right, so Eery, let me update the score here. So Zerton is up 2-0. This is best of 5. All right, so we have the Civs for Game 3. We need a little bit more time before we get into Game 3, however. Wow, so Zerton, he won with Greeks and then he won with Persia, so he's able to go into Game 3 with still having Egyptians available. That is strong. All right, so I'll take a look at the chat, see what's going on. How are you guys responding to these crazy games? Yeah, somebody pointing out, imagine if Eery made a wonder that whole time he had the entire map. Yeah, he had the opportunity to do that. And I know some players think it's kind of lame to build wonders. I'm not sure if that was his, in the back of his mind, if that was his reasoning, if he wanted to just win without a wonder, or if he just like kind of forgot about it or decided not to do it. Um, okay, what? All right, here we go. We're going into Game 3 in this best of 5 series. So Zertan is up 2-0. Eery has to win to stay alive here. He chooses the map Mountain Crossing. Zertan still having Egyptians available, arguably the best civ in the game. Or one of the top at least. Oh, not sure what's going on. But however, Eery is choosing the Greeks, so we're gonna have Greek versus Egyptians. Now, 1 second, looks like issue issue with starting. Alright, and welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Let's change these. Change the score here a little bit, but that's okay. Let me fix the score. Players' names. Oh, actually, it's good. Yeah, okay. Alright, so here we go. We are in game 3 of this best of 5. Eery is down 2-0, so he has to win this one to stay alive. This is the winner's bracket final, so if he does lose, he'll move on to the loser's bracket. He won't be completely eliminated from the tournament, but of course he does want to try to win this tournament, or to win this series. So we're playing the Mountain Crossing. Eery decided to build a storehouse on his wood line, going for his hunts, storehouse on his hunts. Going for a further hunt, though, however. Let's take a look at Zertan. Zertan's building the dock right away, and using some villagers gathered from the fishing spot and then from the trees. So I'm actually already liking Zertan's opening more. I like that opening just a lot better. Eery could have possibly gone for it over here, but he chose not to. And Zertan already queuing up his first fishing boat, so I'm liking this opening for Zertan. First fishing boat's going to be much sooner. Eery did move a villager forward or onto the second pond, and he's building his first dock on the second pond. I do really like that. Is if he gets control of that pond, and then he'll have his back pond for later on, that would be very nice if he could have the advantage of having both of those secured. So let's see. We'll see how that works out for Eery. Second fishing boat is in queue for Zertan. And looks like Zertan's pulling his villager here to. Looks like he's going to drop down a storehouse on his stone line. Right now he's just gathering in no storehouse. Let's see if he does go for the storehouse. Yep, he does drop down the storehouse on his stone line. Let's see, will Zertan scout this dock? Looks like he just did. Alright, so he has that information. Very good to know. First fishing boat is out for Eery. Meanwhile, there's 2 fishing boats for Zertan and a third one halfway built already. Now Eery dropping down a dock at home base. Queuing up a second fishing boat at this middle pond here. Now Zertan's working on gathering stone for a second town center. Looks like he's not going to contest the middle pond at all. That can be a little bit dangerous as you're giving your opponent 2 ponds kind of for free without trying to fight for it. Temple of Ra is being built. Eery's still a little bit of ways from aging up, though, as he dropped down a second dock. And his original dock was too slow. Oh, no, this lion. Ooh, uh-oh. Eery trying to move his villager around. His villager's stuck. Oh, that lion took out a villager for Eery. A little bit of bad luck there for Eery. That lion was not messing around, so Eery unfortunately loses a villager there. Pretty early to lose the vill. But what are you going to do? Eery now advancing, going to be on his way to H2 pretty soon. Meanwhile, Zertan's going to be in H2 right before Eery starts his age up. So Zertan's going to be getting his second town center place here. Very nice location by stone mine and hunt. 3 fishing boats in the home pond here for Zertan. Meanwhile, Eery has 2 in the middle pond. Already 2 at home, and he's got 2 more in queue, though. So he's going to have a lot of food coming in. His second TC is going to be quite a bit later, though, however. He could honestly probably pull these 2 villagers off of food at this point. He's going to be having so much food income from all these fishing boats. Priestess of Ra being trained in Power this Town Center. Oops, slipping up a little bit, forgetting about it. There she goes. Handsaw being researched for Eery is now in H2. Looking to place down the second town center. Where is he going to choose? Way in this corner. Okay, very good location. Being set up for later caravan routes. And Zertan researching Nettlers already. Let's see what Zertan's plan is here. He drops, cancels, okay, cancels Barris and puts it a little bit more forward. Let's take a look at the choke points on Arabia. There can be really, or on Mountain Crossing, this is the map. There can be some really big choke points occasionally with the woods, how the wood spawns on this map, and these cliffs and everything. So choke points into Eery's base. You got this main one here, pretty common, but the trees don't go around here. They do go this way. Actually, this is pretty unique. He actually really has like a wall of trees here, besides this tiny little opening. Kind of good, kind of lucky, like a natural wall, and then really just this one opening. Very interesting trees. It looks like Zertan has the same thing, maybe even better. This one's completely closed off. Just have one opening there. Also, Eery with that opening here from the cliffs. And we have Champion Spearman being researched. Second barracks is going down. 3 fishing boats in the middle pond. 3 at home. Lots of food. Look at that food already being stacked for Eery. He actually putting villagers on the berries. He could probably pull, honestly, all those villagers off. He's already stacking a lot of food, and that food income's just going to be coming in so quickly with all those fishing boats. Dropping down to 1-1-1 opening, looks like. Going for Hypaspis. Third barracks going down for Zertan. Zertan massing up his force here. Placing down his houses so he doesn't get house blocked. Another barracks is coming down for Eery. Let's get a villager count. Villager count 39 to the 37. Second TC came a little bit later for Eery. Picker's Glove now being researched for Zertan. Oh, late handsaw, and even fairly late pickaxe, you could argue. But definitely a late handsaw. Eery already with both of them. And researching wheelbarrows now. Okay. Another archer range coming down for Eery. And look at that food. 3 villagers on food, really don't need them. 1,000 food already, those fishing boats. Oh, and here we go, Egyptian force moving forward. A couple lions here and hippos. A lot of nature on this map. And they're moving forward, but Eery does already have force here. I'm not sure what Zertan's plan is here. Maybe just to poke around, maybe try to pick off some villas here. Another barracks goes down, so it looks like we're seeing all barracks from Zertan going for the strong Egyptian Rax push. He's getting house blocked a little bit here. Needs to throw down some more houses. Eery now trying to drop a storehouse on that gold mine. That is his second gold mine. That is the big... Yeah, that's his second gold mine, so that's big if he's going to be able to defend that or not. He does still have quite a lot of gold here at this home one, but he's just trying to get on this one now. Eery does have a slight population lead. Ooh, Priestess of Ra possibly could have been picked off. Nope. Ooh, looks like Eery could have maybe tried to chase him down there, deciding not to. 49 villagers to 51. Priestess of Ra does go down, or is about to go down. One more, there we go. Sir Sofra moving out on the map. Ooh, and now CG Zertan's trying to get on this dock. However, there's not a ton of room, so these units are kind of trickling one at a time to this dock. Let's see if Eery's going to be on top of it and repairing. He does queue up a trireme, and he is now repairing the dock. Has a couple series out moving, raiding, walls being placed, and moving his force here. Units are trying to get on the dock now. Completely surrounded the dock. Eery is on his way to H3. And and they're trapped! The Egyptian force is trapped here. He tried moving in. And this trireme, oh, look at this. This is horrible for Zertan. Just losing all of this population. Ooh, that is a big hit. There was just that tiny spot for units to come in. And he kind of took the risk of putting himself in a potentially bad position. And that was some clutch pickup there from that triumvirate. Probably killed 10 units. And lots are damaged here. Look at that. Very good pickup for Eery. Ooh, Eery is still out here. So close to his TC. And now Eery has a population lead. Champion Axemen are being researched. Zertan's an H3 himself. And here we go. Scary Egyptian forces moving forward. Champion Axemen not researched quite yet. Ah, these series are idled here. 58 villagers to 61. And there we go. Champion Axemen are now on the field. High pacifists are trying to get in. Toasties are firing away. Not a ton of Egyptian units here, though, however. Zertan only had 102 population. Eery had 140. Series still just sitting there. Lots of Toasties raining down DPS and not much to take out the Toast. And this push is looking very strong for Eery. And now working on the barracks is... Yeah, Eery ahead, about 40 population. Well, this CC is an easy target to kind of take down far away from everything. If Eery sees this, he might decide to go there. Takes down one barracks and now working on houses. So Zertan's trying to scramble to put together a force here. But Eery getting some really nice pickups here. Doesn't want to lose his high pacifist here, however. Toasties raining down fire, and there's nothing to really deal. A couple slingers now coming in. Not much to deal with the Toast army here. 71 villagers to 62. Eery backing up for right now. He does have a forward siege workshop down. A couple barracks are placed right next to this town center. And 2 armories going down for Zertan. Here we go, big engagement. Eery does have the population lead. Lots of Toasties, and doesn't look like the slingers are getting onto the Toast. So Toasts are firing away, doing lots of damage here. And there goes the meat line of Zertan, and Zertan's being forced back here. Oh, Eery's forgetting about these series. Two markets are now down for Eery, so he's establishing himself for late game. And let's take a look at Zertan's gold mines. He is gathering from this one, has a little bit left. But after, oh, and he does have one over here. And now a fortress is going down for Zertan. First ram is on the field. We're at 65 villagers to the 71. Eery is up 30 population, however, and he has a larger bank. And here we go. Eery's moving in with his force and has one ram coming, sneaking by, working on the barracks now. And also taking out this second barracks. Pick up 2 military buildings at the same time here. It's going to be a pretty nice pickup. Zertan trying to sees that he doesn't have large enough army to really take this engagement yet. A couple houses are going to be going down. Some more nice pickups for Eery. Yeah, second battering ram on field. Champion Axemen are now making their way towards these rams. Nice micro pulling back that ram, trying to keep it alive. And now 2 rams. Oh, got to finish off these 2 Champ Axemen, though. 2 rams are alive, and they're taking out this TC. And this is looking rough for Zertan. However, 1 elephant is moving in, trying to get on the archer ball. TC does go down. Some more houses going down. Elephant does connect to the archer ball. However, it is now dead. And not much of an army here for Zertan. Looks like Eery's going to take this one. He's looking really good here. Got villagers attacking rams. Villagers scrambling to put down town center. And Eery's just, meanwhile, continuing to push. Eery doing what he needs to do to stay alive in this series. And he has caravan route established well for the late game. Probably has the ability at this point. 76 to 80. Just continuing to push in on Zertan's force base here. Zertan trying to put together a force here, but looks like he just does not have enough. Some more Rams coming in here. Forward fortress going down for Eery. Another Ram coming in, taking out more houses. Toasty's moving in even further. There are some slingers here, though. Not much of a meat shield left for Eery. The Rams are doing more work. Meanwhile, villagers are forced to attack the Rams. "76 villagers to the 83. Looks like another barracks is going to go down here. Not a whole lot of military buildings. Oh, these Assyria are now finally being triggered by these houses. And 3 more Rams coming in. This should be a finishing blow here. Just slingers attacking the Rams, and this TC looks like it might go down here. Zertan does have plenty of resources to repair, however. But here we go. Now Eery moving his army on this TC, and this is where like all of Zertan's villagers are located. And there goes the TC. And Zertan just low bank at this point. Not able to hold here, and these Rams are just making work. And there's the GG. Zertan resigns. So Eery wins game 3, and he stays alive in this series. All right, so the series is now 2-1. Yeah, Zertan and Eery talking about the at the top pond, and yeah, that was a pretty big turning point. Zertan being frustrated, but Eery kind of saying like, you know, well, it's kind of your fault. You shouldn't have gone there in the first place. You gotta expect that, and you know, I agree with that. But yeah, it can also be frustrating there. Don't blame Zertan for getting frustrated with his units getting trapped in the forest. Whoa, there are 2 temples of Ra. That is okay. That's a very good question. Did he accidentally build a second? That is super confusing. Did he? What? That is confusing. Did he do that on purpose so he could get? I don't know. I don't even think he made that many priestess. That is very confusing. Maybe he meant to make a temple set. I gotta ask him about this actually, because this is funny. So 2 temples of Ra new metagame? Zertan thinking of the map. He chooses the next map. That is actually hilarious. There's 2 temples of Ra. Costs 400 resources. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, probably a mistake from Zertan there, accidentally placing a second one. I don't think that would be on purpose to get more priests. That's 400 resources right there. Alright, Zerton is choosing Oasis. Oh, yeah, the chat hider the whole time. Whoops. Alright, so game one was Greek Egypt, and then that was Greek Egypt and Persian. Persian Babylon. Alright, so we're going into game four here. This best of 5. We have the civilizations for both players. We're playing on Oasis. Zerton choosing Oasis, interesting enough. Not sure, and we're going to have a Keltmere. I wonder if Zerton was fully aware. I mean, you would think that Zerton's aware of what civs his opponent has left. Alright, so score is 2-1. Can Eery come back? Alright, so we're going to get into game 4 here in just a minute. In this $500 AOE tournament. Alright, and the players are ready. Alright, here we go. Going into game 4 in the Celeste Open Championship Tournament. This is the winner's bracket between Eery and CG Zerton. This is a best of 5, and there's a $500 prize pool in this tournament. Winner of this series will, oh man, did I mess up the names? Winner of this series will move on to the grand finals, and the loser will move on to the loser's bracket. Let me fix these real quick. Alright, so we're playing on Oasis, and we have a Keltmere here. I'll adjust the score in just a second. Oh, it was right. What the heck? Why did I... Oh my gosh. What am I doing with myself? Sorry. Okay. Alright, we got that out of the way. Alright, let's get into this game. So Zerton is up 2-1 in this best of 5 series. This is Keltmere on Oasis. We have a barracks going down for Eery. And no military building for Zerton yet. Wow, building a storehouse on his wood line. This is like some old school metagame, not doing the super fast barracks. Zerton pulling out some old school gameplay in this series. Alright, you're just being concerned of the map. Taking a look at the map, making sure the resources are fair. It does look balanced. Alright, Eery not asking for a restart, so it looks good. Yeah, resources are balanced here. Both players have 1 hunt. Sometimes they'll get 2. But it looks like they just have 1 close hunt. And we do have 3 houses coming down for Zertan here. Zertan now building a storehouse on his berries and going to be good for a 2-for-1 storehouse on berries and gold mine. Eery not lucky enough to be able to have that. Eery building a storehouse on his stone mine. Let's see how many spearmen are on the map for these players. 5 spearmen. Wow, Eery getting really far out there on the map for a second hunt. Yeah, Zertan would have had to do the same, but instead he's choosing to go on to the berries. 5 spearmen are moving out for Eery. And we do have 5 spearmen here for Zertan. Zertan is not going for a second town center. He is almost up to, he's still in age 1 actually, going for second barracks in age 1. He's going to now be advancing in age 2 though. So here we go. This is where it's going to vary a lot. Eery is going for a fast second town center, and Zertan is not going for a fast second TC. Eery is out on the map and gathering from this hunt, which is really good as long as he can get away with it. But that can definitely get punished if Zertan sees that, and Zertan's not going for a TC, so he'll have more units early, so he'll definitely have a chance to punish this if he's active on the map. Zertan is about to be in age 2. We have 17 villagers to 19. Yeah, it's actually pretty big. Oh well, Eery's never mind. He's still in the aging process. Spearmen are moving around for Eery, trying to find some exposed villagers. This wood line is pretty far and outside of TC range, but however, there's 7 spearmen and 2 long swordsmen, so Eery may be able to get a quick pick off here, getting on the villager right away. He kills 1 villager. Very good job. Now working on the storehouse. He's going to have to run away. Doesn't want to get his units caught here. Loses 1 to TC fire. He does get the storehouse, though, and that is a really good pickup. Kills 1 villager and the woodline storehouse for 2 spearmen. Very good. Hopefully, as long as he can get away here. I would say 1 more is maybe getting snared, getting attacked. Nope. Escaping. Eery actually dropping a second barracks before his TC. Looks like he probably scouted that second barracks and got a little bit scared. And he did not see any stone being gathered. We do have a dock going down for Zertan. And Eery delaying his second TC here. Or perhaps just maybe deciding not to do it and using that stone to get armory upgrades. Dock is going to get denied here. Zertan just replacing the dock, though. Zertan has numbers here, forcing Eery to retreat. Eery just about has the resources for. He does have resources for a second TC now, so let's see if he places that. Kind of over gathering stone at this point. Okay, he stops gathering stone and looks like he's going to place that second TC out on the map on this far hunt also, so really getting out there for hunt. And he's placing a very aggressive second TC. Zertan Scout is right here, just outside. Oh, and he's now moving, so he's just going to barely miss this. Let's see. There's 8 long swordsmen and 7 spearmen versus 7 long swordsmen and 4 spearmen. So Zertan has the numbers by a little bit. He does get his dock up now. He's working on his first fishing boat and already nettlers right after. And here we go. He's going right to the hunt, and he's going to find the TC. And here's a big engagement. Oh, villagers potentially can get killed here and deny this TC. And I think he also has more units. Eery pulling his villagers, already losing, what, 3? I believe 3 villagers go down there. And very big engagement here early. Eery pulling the villagers back to try to get on TC. He's losing another villager. Losing a lot of villagers here in the attempt to get this TC up. Probably pulling them villagers back a little bit too early. And we're at 26 villagers to 26 villager difference at 7-minute mark. That is significant, and 1 fishing boat. And also a swan ship being trained. So that was a huge pickup from Zertan. Going in, getting on that TC just in, at the right time. And that's a big blow to Eery right there, losing lots of villagers. Zertan actually canceling his swan ship and queuing up another fishing boat. We're at 28 villagers to 23. Zertan is down in score. It's always interesting. You know, score is generally just really bad in this game, really bad indicator. You'd think that Zertan's probably in the lead at this point. However, Eery is ahead in population. Looks like he is. Oh, and another raid coming in for Zertan, picking off another villager. Eery doing the same thing of his own, though. Oh, and Eery making some sacred deer. Wow, look at this. I like this. Couple houses going down. 31 villagers to 28. And Zertan's on 1 TC, though. Okay, he's now building a second TC, so he didn't delay it too much. Ooh, and Eery could actually move in on the pond and take out these fishing boats. No swan ship to protect them. Oh, but now swan ship is being trained. Had an opportunity to maybe pick off these fishing boats. 30 villagers to 33. 3 fishing boats. Looks like he maybe canceled the sacred deer, or I don't know if that was a misclick. I don't see any sacred deer out. $35 villagers to 33. Both players just making long swordsmen at this point. Sacred Grove now being built for Zertan. No druids at this point. He's at 17 long swordsmen. Make that 18. Ooh, villager does go down. Oh, you're moving out, but the swan ship's right here. He's going to try to take out the swan ship. He does have some more units coming in for the flank, though, and he's going to get the swan ship, and that's a really big pickup, actually. And he didn't take much damage at all with his long swordsman. Now going on to the fishing boats. Oh, he was so close to killing that swan ship. Oh gosh, and now he's fighting underneath the swan ship. Hard to say which way this one's going to go. He does kill 3 fishing boats, however. We have 15 long swordsmen. Swan ship does go down versus 4, but 2 druids I think were huge in this fight. And very good pickup for Eery, actually killing 3 fishing boats and the swan ship. Yeah, those druids were a massive help, I think, in that fight. Zertan did not have any druids. There were just 2 druids sitting in perfect locations, healing away. 8 long swordsmen versus 12. Long swan ship is in queue, halfway built here. It's going to be close if it's going to get out in time. Long swordsmen are trying to buy time for it to get out. Eery's probably aware of this. He's now focusing it down. The swan ship will not get out in time. And now all of a sudden, Zertan has a lot of wood stacked. Overgathered wood at this point. And he had his eco adjusted for having fishing boats, but now they're gone. So now he has to very quickly readjust his eco. He's at 38 villagers to 41, so Eery's in a good position, up 10 population and 2 villagers, I believe. What was it, 38 to 43. Eery's looking strong here. He comeback king, down to 2-0, wins game 3, and now he's in a lead here in game 4. And Zertan running out of berries here very soon. Out on this far hunt, a couple long swordsmen there. And meanwhile, Eery has the map, still has lots of berries at home, a couple farms already placed. No farms down yet for Zertan. Chasing all these villagers away. Idle TC from both TCs for Zertan. Eery on the other hand, queuing up from both TCs. Set 47 villagers to 39. So that vill gap is now really growing. Zertan's struggling to get food. He has to start placing down farms. He has the wood for them, but... and there's the last berry bush, and now he's in trouble. Does he have anybody on food at all? Says he has 8 on food. Just these villagers right here. And it looks like they're getting kicked off of this food here. More villagers moving forward for this. Wow, trying to put all these villagers on this hunt, it looks like. Not really sure what to do here. And he's putting 16 villagers on, like, some very far spread out deer. Some more long swordsmen are coming in the meantime, and there are just no farms for Zertan. He has to place farms. Well, he's continuing to delay them for some reason. I know he's trying to manage all these engagements, and now Doc's going down for Eery. Eery just pretty commanding lead right now. Going for a forward gold mine as, yeah, he just ran out of his gold mine even, and all of his entire economy is right here. Eery still has some gold here. He's been gathering from this one, so his home golds last a little bit longer. And if Eery sees this, and he can just force a fight here, and this is where Zertan's entire economy is just about. Well, there are a lot of druids here now. 6 druids. Watch post is going down. Eery not moving on the map. He got this dock up, so now he's trying to be defensive. He definitely would be best for him to push here. All these villagers now exposing Zertan even moving out with his force. That might trigger Eery to move to do a counter raid and find this, however. And all of a sudden, all these villagers go idled, trying to get onto this storehouse, but that ain't going to happen. And here we go. Eery finds all of these villagers, 32 villagers, and they're walking right into Eery's army. And that is a huge pickup already. 42 villagers to the 64. Eery with a pretty commanding lead right now. And he's looking very strong to pull off a win in Game 4 here. Try to force a Game 5. Here we go. Big engagement. Flank coming in from Zertan. Villagers moving back in. Eery decides to just back off after seeing himself getting a really big raid. He's just playing a little bit more safe. And look at this. Idled everything from Zertan. He can't do anything. So he decides, oh, well, I guess I'll just research Wheelbarrow. It's the only unit or upgrade I can get at this point. So why not? Completely starved for food. No food to make villagers or military units. And Eery moving back in. Guard tower is going down as he sees that he has to secure this location. Even putting down archer range now since he just doesn't have resources to train any military units from his current military buildings. And Eery's moving in. Now sees his guard tower, decides to back off. But look at this. This whole time, Eery's training villagers, and Zertan's queue is just basically completely empty. It's 46 villagers to 73. Just a massive, massive difference right now. And just the longer this game progresses, Eery's just building more and more of a lead. Getting a little bit of a raid here, attempting a raid. Zertan getting a little bit of a raid here with his long swordsman. It's a nice little pickup. Eery's on multiple gold mines, however. And Eery almost maxed at 160. Zertan only sitting that at 113. And Eery looking to move in with his force here. Has lots of res. Working on armory upgrades now. Has the middle pond secured. Taking out a couple houses, working on a barracks, now retreating. 51 villagers to the 75. Some more long swordsmen coming in, picking off some more villagers. Eery with a lot of food, throwing down lots of archery ranges now. Going to be going to H3 pretty soon as he's maxed and just not able to train units. So there he goes. He'll probably hit up to H3 any second now as he now has the resources. There he goes. There's the H3. And he's already ready for the H3 transition, able to spam bowman with these archery ranges. Zertan, pretty good armory. The only upgrade he does not have is the shield rim. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Eery. Just missing down one. Does not have barbed arrows. Now researching it. Zertan he is catching up in the villagers a little bit as Eery's max pop and can't train anymore, so he's sitting at the 75. While Zertan's at 55, still down 20 villagers though. That is massive. And it's pretty early in the game. Eery tried to move in, pick off some houses here, find a weak point in the base. Kind of just starving Zertan out at this point. And this gold mine's about to run out. When that gold mine runs out, he has no gold banked at all. Where is he going to go for his next gold mine? He's going to have to really get out on the map. Zertan now going H3 himself. Couple markets being placed down, so Eery's establishing himself very well for the late game. And now researching long swordsman champion. The gold mine runs out for Zertan. 16 idle villas. Where is he going for gold? Oh, he does have a gold mine right here, actually. It's not too far away, but it is right in the middle. big area to fight, you know. Oh, Zertan does see these markets. Eery does have his third town center place and now has access to 180 population. He's getting maxed with some of it is in queue right now. And Eery's going to be moving in. TC going down for Zertan. Looks like it may get denied here. And big engagement here. Let's see, let's get this long swordsman count. 60 long swordsmen versus 48. However, there are a lot more slingers here. There's actually quite a bit of slingers. A few for Eery here also. Very big engagement. Just regular long swordsman for CG Zertan, while Eery does have long swordsman champion. TC does get built, though. And Zertan's completely starved for gold now, though. He can't turn any reinforcements while Eery's bringing the reinforcements in. Taking the big pop lead. Cindy has 180 population to just 100. Eery not completely winning this fight, but he's able to remax while Zertan's struggling much more to remax here. 53 villagers to 73, 20 villager difference still. A couple of units for both players here, just sitting around. Zertan just missing this raid. Couple caravans being trained for Eery. He is getting a little bit gold starved, however. He is at 180 population now, though, so Zertan has a long way to get to that 180. So now Eery's just going to start banking all these reses. He can't really spend res because he's already maxed. While Zertan has a lot to do before he can get back, max to 180. Eery moving in, taking out this little base here, picking up these guard towers and archery ranges. Playing it safe, not trying to overcommit. He knows he has a big lead. Just wants to win this and force the game 5. Ooh, he is forgetting lots of army upgrades. Not even getting pickaxe or picker's glove. And he has all these res now. He could get maxed eco upgrades. I think I said army. I meant economy. Zertan also never researching the picker's glove. Getting a little better though, actually, with armory, and he's far behind. Eery working on those. I said armory again. Eco. Eery now working on those armory upgrades. Eery just moving his entire force around, trying to starve out Zertan. Couple long swordsmen picking up quite a few villagers here. Villagers are fighting back, though. They're making a stand. 3 long swordsmen, all pretty low HP here. So these villagers will eventually take them out. Losing quite a few villagers there. 77 villagers to the 75. So Zertan really caught up in villagers there. However, he's still 40 population behind, and he's losing a barracks and a house here. And Eery just getting all these upgrades here. Very H3 armory upgrades, getting just about every one, it looks like. Getting his druid upgrades. Line of sight, TC upgrade even. And a forward fortress come down for Eery. Eery moving in with his force, trying to take out this armory. Big range ball here, though, firing away. Lots of bowmen. Forcing Eery to fall back a little bit. Eery's struggling on gold still. He has lots of food, but he's struggling for that gold. And Zertan holding pretty well here, actually. Forcing Eery to fall back. Having a really good trade there, so a little bit of a comeback for Zertan. He's at 84 villagers to 78, so now he's taking the Vill lead even. Meanwhile, some raiding going on here from Eery. And it looks like a couple of rams are even being made, the Celt rams. Eery could almost be H4 if he just had access to some more gold. Pulling a bit of food. Struggling for that food, or struggling for that gold. The Rams are now moving in, and Eery's moving in with his force. 2 Rams are working on TC. A 3rd Ram comes in. And Slingers are now connecting onto the Bowman. It's basically pure Bowman versus Slingers, actually, at this point. Rams are going down. TC's so low, but, ooh, it does live for now, at least. Zertan dropping down a fortress, trying to secure some map and secure some more gold. But Eery, just reinforcements constantly coming in while Zertan's reinforcing group is much smaller. And the CC is looking like it might be going down here in a second. Eery moving in, and there is the GG. Zertan sees he can't hold, and he is out of gold. So Eery tying the series up 2-2. Eery is the comeback king, forcing the game 5 after going down 2-0. So Zertan has the advantage of being able to choose the map since he won. Since he lost this last one. Alright, so 2-2 in this best of 5. I swear, every time these players play in a tournament, it is always like 3-2 results. It seems like the majority of the time, whenever it's like Eery, Zertan, myself, or like Carnage, a lot of times the series are always 3-2. Yeah, it's really cool that they're always so close. It just shows how close in skill these players are and how competitive it is. We'll take a look at some of the post-game stats here. As the player is thinking of what map does he want to choose. He has to run through his mind what civs his opponents use, what civs his opponent has access to. So we have not seen Norse from either player. Okay, so let's go into this. So each player, they only have 2 civs left. So neither player used Norse. And Eery was Babylon on Arabia, and Zertan was Persia. So Eery can either play Persia or Norse, and Zertan can either play Babylon or Norse. Very interesting. I highly doubt Zertan's going to go Norse when Eery has the ability to go Persia. So we're most likely going to see Zertan go Babs. So he's probably thinking, what map do I want to pick if I'm going to play as Babs? And then I feel like Eery most likely is going to pull out Persia. So I think we're going to see Persia versus Babylon. And Eery got a good lesson of like how he lost that first game of Persia versus Babylon, that same matchup where the S bars were wrecking. Alright, so we have the civs right away from both players, and yep, it is going to be a Persia versus Babylon. And look at that build chart. This was big when Eery got his TC denied. Not denied, but lost lots of villas. Alright, they want to get into this game 5 right away. I won't stall. I won't delay it. Keep the momentum going. Keep it running smooth. And I believe Zertan chose Great Lake. All right, here we go. We're going into Game 5 in the winner's bracket finals of the Celeste Open Championship tournament. This tournament has a $500 prize pool. Both players click in, and they are ready to go. This is CG Zertan versus Eery. We're playing best of 5. Game 5 is going to be played on Great Lakes. The map was Zertan's choice. And we have Persians versus Babylon. To be completely honest, I'm a little bit surprised Zertan chose this map. Because this is a very large map, so there's a very good chance it's going to go late game, like age 4. And he kind of just saw before, they played this exact matchup earlier, and he saw that the late game Persia kind of wrecked Babylon. And Zertan was the was the Persia player that game. So perhaps Zertan thinks that he knows something that Eery didn't know and that Eery didn't play it correctly. Or maybe Zertan just thinks that he's better on the large maps, late game type of games. It's hard to say, but he chooses Great Lake. There probably wasn't a whole lot of maps left to choose from either, to be honest. So Eery actually gathering from these starting trees, so he's going for a fast barracks. Wow, he's seeing a fast barracks on Great Lake. Building it with one villager here. Meanwhile, Zertan just opening pretty standard here. Oh, dang it. Alright, so let's see what these players are doing. CG Zertan's dropping down barracks of his own. Both players scouting the coast, seeing if there's any docks. A couple of Spart bars are now being trained for Eery. Eery has a storehouse on his wood line here. Gathering from his hunt, he does have quite a few villagers here on this forward hunt. Wolves are now attacking these Spart bars, slowing them down a bit. Spart bars are moving forward on the map now. Barracks is almost complete for Zertan, however, and Ziggurat is going down. Let's see here. Neither players are gathering stone yet. Let's see if they're going to try to drop docks before TCs, or what is their plan. Nice 2-for-1 storehouse from Eery here. Looks like he's going to be going for that fast second TC. And okay, that's a house. I was going to say he was that storehouse, and then I was like, nope, this guy's Babylon. Neither player going on C quite yet. Zertan, I don't know, he's not gathering stone yet. I guess Eery only has one villager on stone at this point. Okay, yeah, there we go. Zertan is going for the dock. Has his villager here.
Blessings upon you.
Game 5, let's go.
Thank you, Lebo, for the $2 donation. That's right. It is Game 5. Let's go. Dock is coming down for CG Zertan. Thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. A couple Spart bars are moving in, trying to get onto these villagers. However, there are spearmen here. Eery is gathering stone, so he's going for that second TC. He is unaware that Zertan's going for the dock. Spart bars just moving out on the map, scouting. Oh, Eery now just advancing to H2. Going on to a second hunt here. Zertan's scouting the coast. It's so hard to... It's always interesting going to see on this map because there's so many areas a player could put a dock. It's so hard. It's like almost impossible to scout the entire coast. Some Spart bars are moving in here, trying to get out to these villagers, connecting all the Spart bars, attacking this one villager. Very good micro. Takes the one villager out right away. Ooh, taking out even a second villager. Zertan a little bit slow on pulling the villagers. 2 villagers go down, so we're at 20 villagers to 19. But Zertan does have 3 ox cards, so that's really 17 to the 19. Eery up 2 villagers. And Zertan is queuing up a Byram. He does have 1 fishing boat. Ooh, not the best dock location. He's actually dropping a second dock. Because there's no close fish to his dock. A little bit unfortunate and unlucky. But he could have just built his dock in a different location. First Byram is out. And Eery is now building a second TC next to this gold mine in the corner here. Eery researching handsaw. Let's take a look at Zertan. No eco upgrades yet. He is making a second fishing boat, however, and he's just parking his bioream right here to, I guess, try to pick off units that are coming in. Zertan is now gathering stones, so he's going to be going for that second TC, but he's going to be going for that second TC. Does have a second dock already, and it's really close to the original dock too, so it doesn't completely act as a drop-off point. I mean, it's close to this fishing spot, but spar bars are moving in, but there are a lot of spearmen here to deny them. Oh, and it looks like, oh no, Zertan, Eery does still have his scout, so he's moving his scout around, checking the coast. Unaware that Zertan's already on sea, and it looks like he's going to maybe see each other. No, Eery just missing this, actually. Eery getting lots of eco upgrades here. Pigger's Glove, the pickaxe, and a tent. Spar bars are attacking the spearmen now. We got 7 spearmen versus 9 spar bars. Who's going to win? Little micro coming in from both players here, trying to pull back the low HP units. Neither opponent's retreating here. Zertan now retreating. Second TC is being placed for Zertan. Does have 3 fishing boats, working on a 4th. And Eery going straight to age 3. Let's go. Very interesting. Dropping down 1 stable. Be interesting to see what his plan is with age 3. If he's going to be looking to go bars, mounted archers, potentially paid labor. What are his plans? He's gathering stone, or just, you know, for the 3rd TC, no paid labor. He's gathering stone, so he's going to be working on that 3rd town center. We have a first garden coming down for Zertan, and now a second. He does have 4 fishing boats, so that is a pretty big boost. He's going to have 6 out soon. That is going to get him a ton of food, actually. And Eery's just unaware of this. That could potentially get really scary. 35 villagers to 34. A stable coming down for Zertan, his second military building besides that barracks. Spar bars moving in and denying this garden. Nice little pickup. Now trying to focus down the villagers here. Zertan just pulling his villas away. Oh, and we have 2 docks for Eery. Very nice. And potentially this is what the age 3 was for. I'm not sure if Eery scouted the... Yeah, he looks like he did scout these, and that is probably the reason what triggered him to do the fast age 3, is he now has access to ram ships, and they can wreck. Asbauer is now being trained, and this could be a huge pickup for Zertan, as, you know, when you're on sea, you adjust your economy according to having fishing boats, so you basically have like no villagers on food, just the fishing boats, and then once you lose those fishing boats, your economy, you have to completely rearrange your economy, and it's a huge, can be a huge disaster. 2 ram ships are out. There are 4 bireams. Bireams are trying to hit and run here. Asbars are in the wood line, getting attacked by a spearman, though. Ram ships are connecting. Takes out 1 biream. Ram ship is low HP, takes out the fishing boats. There's 3. He's pulling back the ram ship to try to repair him. 3rd ram ship is out. Zertan making more bireams, but this is, I don't think this is a fight he's going to be able to win. He doesn't want to lose C, of course, but there's going to be lots of ram ships. Ooh, Eery not deciding to repair this one. He could have maybe repaired it, but it's also going to it would have slowed his attack down a little bit. So he's going to be moving in with 5 here, the 5th one coming a little bit later. Let's see if Zertan can use these choke points maybe, try to hit and run here. Spearmen are moving in, trying to join the fight here. Ram ships are getting onto the bireams. Spearmen onto the ram ships. 1 biream goes down. Ram ship goes down. 2nd biream goes down. 3rd biream goes down. Ram ships really doing work now, working on the fishing boats even. And still 3 ram ships to now 1 biream. This is not a fight you want to take, as the ram ships are just so good. Zertan maybe just should have just gave up C, and he's still training bireams. Let's see if he cancels this one. He does not cancel. He actually queues up another one. He's trying to still fight here. 3 ram ships versus the 3 bireams. Ram ships are connecting now, and that ram and biream goes down. And this is not a winning fight for Zertan. He's starting to spend a lot of resources, and losing all those fishing boats is huge. And now 4 ram ships versus... Oh, he doesn't cancel that buy ream. Oh, Eery does not Eery... Oh, he did not cancel these 2 either, though. It wasted quite a bit of resources. Didn't really need these overmade. Oh, however, actually... I mean, he did maybe just want to be safe, as Zertan's actually went H3 himself, and they have ram ships also. So it looked like Zertan was just trying to buy some time until he was able to get his own ram ships out, but he just wasn't able to buy enough time. We got Spearman chasing down a ram ship. So huge pickup for Eery, and now he has 3 docks, and he's queuing up fishing boats from all 3 docks. And now he has C1, and now is at the point where you can really just spam fishing boats and be a huge boost to your economy. 55 villagers to the 61. Eery also ahead in population, throwing down a 3rd stable. Eery looking to be in a pretty good spot here. Spearman catching some villagers. Just spreading the ram ships all along the coast to make sure Zertan doesn't try to sneak back on the sea. And now Eery's going to have a huge economy boost. Already 6 fishing boats. Eery looking in a really strong position here. However, last time in this reverse matchup, he had a lead and had a pretty strong lead and managed to lose it. So definitely not out. Zertan's definitely not out. And he was up 2-0 in this series. And Zertan, now Eery with the lead. After being down 2-0, Eery's leading Game 5. Man, Eery is... pretty famous for his comebacks. I was up 2-1 versus Eery in our best of 5. Not the biggest lead. Eery won game 1, and then I won the next 2. But then he managed to win the last 2, and he managed to beat me 3-2, and that's why he's here playing in this one in the winners bracket of the finals. Now I'm in the losers bracket right now. I'm actually playing versus the loser of this game. I'll be playing in the losers bracket, so I'll be in like the following week. Actually, I have a game before that. That's if I'm jumping ahead. I forgot. I have another series. I play versus Carnage first, and then the winner of me and Carnage plays versus the winner of this. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. And Carnage is very good, actually. I've never beat Carnage in a tournament, so it's definitely not an easy series for me. I just kind of forgot about that. I was thinking I was playing one of these guys next, but nope. I'll be playing versus Carnage next, and then potentially one of these guys. But back to this game. We got 78 vills for Zertan and 81 for Eery. Let's see how many fishing boats this guy has. He's at 6 fishing boats. Queuing up 3 more. Going to have 9 soon. 4 Siege Workshops. I love it. Oh, very close to the town center, too. Very good location. And Eery almost had 160 population. And this is how you can quickly close out a game and like not let your opponent come back. Is large maps games can like go on for a long time, and the one player who loses early can like eventually come back. But if you get some rams out, that can really swing the tides early and kind of close out the games early. Eery really struggling on gold now though, and he has tons of food. Needs to adjust his eco a little bit. Oh, he has lots of villagers on berries at this point. Doesn't need them. First ram is out. Second Siege Workshop being placed, being built. 88 villagers to the 85. A couple spearmen moving out, seeing what they can see. Watch post up. Eery working on 2 markets. And Zertan trying to get max to the 180. Both players getting pretty close to that 180. And I think it's going to be go time soon for Eery. He's got 2 rams working on a 3rd. I think as soon as that 3rd one pops, he might attack with his army here, and then the ram ships are going to, or the rams are going to move in, not ram ships. Just have lots of population being taken up by those ram ships, however. And here we go. This is going to be a very strong push. Zertan using the villagers to just take out this watch post. Eery's army is not attacking though, however. I do not like this really. Eery with 3 rams in perfect positioning, but he ran his entire army away. Usually you want to attack with both forces at the same time. But now instead, there's just the entire army is just taking out these ram ships really quickly. And I mean, Eery is not going to be able to get a little bit of a raid here, but
I think he would have very easily been able to kill his TC if he had his army attack. And TC's not even going to go down. Really good pickup from Zertan there, honestly. I think resource-wise, Eery is getting some stuff here, killing some Gardens, but it would have been much better to get that TC. A couple Lancers, keeping the Lancers here, very smart. Rams are moving in. They might get it. Oh, the Lancers are running past it. They could have charged and probably killed those Rams in time. But now repairing with all of his villagers, Lancers are charging on. It's going to be a close one. Looks like he is probably going to save the TC. TC does get saved. Lancer is very good at killing the siege there. And Eery with a very large bank. And here he goes, making lots of those acid bars, but they're actually getting pretty wrecked by these monster archers. Zertan getting really good trade here. We're at 88 villagers to the 85. And now that TC is completely repaired. Both players working on their armor upgrades. Eery actually quite a bit behind, I believe. Eery making a couple galleys to park here in the coast, it looks like, and then maybe he's starting to delete the ram ships. Yeah, I did not like that push where Eery just sent his rams in kind of just by themselves, and they could have easily took out that TC, I think, but not the best engage there. And Zertan getting really out on the map up for this gold, very smart. That's actually the only place he's gathering gold. Both players just about at 180 pop, but Eery with a huge bank, looking better. Zertan's trying to drop down the fortress here, secure that side of the map. All right, 88 villagers to the 88, so actually completely tied. Fortress is going down. I don't think there's any, not a single. Okay, it's a couple caravans. Yeah, there are a few caravans, about 6. Eery with the ability to go H4 if he just needs to get a little bit of gold and stone, could sell if you want to. Galleys are here on the map. Lancers, however, now it's starting to charge. Eery, good reaction time pulling the galleys away. Eery getting pushed back here, actually. Zertan securing the side of the map and shutting down Eery's market routes. And Eery's in panic mode a little bit here. He could definitely easily be H4 at this point, but I think he's panicking a little bit. Losing these caravans now. Dropping lots of guard towers. I do like that. That's pretty good and unique. Another very late game, Persian versus Babylon. Let's see how Zertan plays this one out. Mounted archers are chasing these ones down and actually doing a pretty good job of cleaning up this Babylon army. Eery now going H4. 88 villagers to the 83, so Eery did lose some villas here. Lots of wood villagers here. And here are the markets for Zertan. And the market on this side also very good, establishing himself for the late game. A couple guard towers are down. And one thing, Eery does have control of C right now, and he's going to be H4 soon. He will have access to the Mangonel Galley. Let's see, there's not a ton hugging the coast, though, however. So at this point, it doesn't look like Mangonel Galleys. It will be able to take out this market if he scouts that. But that's about it for the meantime. Maybe take out some walls here. Eery is about to be H4. Let's take a look at Zertan. He's still pretty far off from H4, actually. Needs a bit of wood. He's getting all of his upgrades here. And he now has a max H3 armory. Take a look at Eery. Eery is still getting some of his H3 armory upgrades here, looks like. His eco is really mismanaged at this point, though. Really struggling for gold. Just too much food. He is putting up a fortress here, though, really securing this part. And he did rebuild his markets, though, finally. And he's kind of getting onto this gold mine now, too. So he is fixing his gold crisis. Oh, he looks like he maybe didn't... Well, he might have scouted that. Not sure. Perhaps he did not scout that. It could have been built TC there. But building his 4th TC, going to have access to 200 population, so that's going to be really big. Big raid coming in here. 9 villagers and Nox Guard going down. You got 34 mounted archers versus 31. Eery can't take this. Oh, he's actually losing a lot here by running away. Honestly, he could maybe just fought that. It's hard to tell, who has more mounted archers, though, of course. Eery now definitely seeing this gold mine. 84 villagers to the 84 tied. Zertan now on his way to H4. You got 1 ram ship here. Still lots of fishing boats. And a Palantone's being trained here. Nice defense here with a couple towers and Palantone. Going to be moving out, going for this fortress, and that'll be actually be really big. And then leaving this marker out fairly unprotected. Just finishes that gold mine. Zertan has lots of gold stacked, though, so he's okay even if he can't get on a gold mine for a while. Placing down a fortress. It's just, except 5 villagers. Eery trying to deny these walls from going up. So you look at the economy upgrades. Let's see, Eery, he's missing a couple placer mines, chisel, even plow. Definitely could be doing a little bit better job with those eco upgrades. Zertan kind of the same story. Zertan now researching farm ecology and cultivation. And Mounted Archer Champion. Here we go. Zertan moving in. Oh, and Eery's actually losing a lot of units while just attacking that market. It did go down, but he lost quite a few Mounted Archers there. 90 villagers to 91. Let's see if Eery decides to drop a wonder this game. Or either player. Well, mainly Eery. Eery struggling for gold again. So much food. That winning C, you just see it. It just allowed for him to stack so much food and not really be able to spend it. Probably kept the villagers on the food a little bit too early. 1 galley goes down. Eery researching coinage to decrease that penalty for buying and selling, and as he sees, he knows he has tons of food stacked, and he kind of can't fix it right now. So he'll be able to buy a lot of gold. And that fortress does go down to the Palantone, and now Eery's on the markers of Zertan. And this is where Zertan gonna have to start to panic a little bit here, and gonna have to figure out what his move is. Gonna have to get these markets built. Oh, he's actually on the Siege Workshop. He does not maybe not see these markets. Palantone is moving forward though. $93 villagers to 96. Zertan moving his entire force here. Good response. Eery with some units over here. Opportunity to do some damage. But this is what Zertan needs to do. He needs to clean up this army here and secure this. This is his marker out. This is everything. Oh, look at this. Both players trying to gather here on the same gold mine. Oh, and Zertan's the one that's going to move in and clean up these villagers. See how many villagers, 11 villagers just die very quickly. So now we're at 95 villagers to the 82. Take a look at the armories. Still has quite a few here to research. Zertan, better job on the armories, definitely. He has less total resources gathered, but he's just doing a better job getting those armory upgrades and kind of managing his res. Zertan looking really very strong in this series. Another engagement here. No war wagons. Definitely a slow-moving unit, of course, though. Let's see if Zertan's remembering his ziggurat upgrades. Ooh, he forgot about Total War. Is he gonna go the whole game and not remember it? He doesn't have any. Oh, he's now making war chariots too, so he's forgetting iron wheels also. Could also research rural agriculture and get a couple more gardens. Oh, lots of villagers here for Zertan though. Oh, and this is a very strong push from Eery, moving in with the Palatones on Zertan's market area. Eery researching saddlebags, cleaning up these villagers. Here we go, Zertan trying to make the defense here, and we're seeing similar stuff from last game. H4 Persian comp of just pure Cav armies. The Asabars seem to be very strong and showed that they were really kind of wrecking. So Eery taking notes and making lots of Asabars here. 73 villagers to the 85. Fortress is up here. Zertan making some more markets on this side. Very smart. In case these markets go down. Want to have your backup plan already there. And here we go. Eery's moving in. Little player sitting at about 200 population. But for whatever reason, Zertan's army just looks a lot smaller. It's 87 villagers to the 72. Stables do go down. I think he now is aware of these markets. Wow, look at that. How is that firing that far? Jeez, those Palatones range is something. One market does go down, but there's still one there, and that Palatone goes down. Oh, wow, Eery is really, oh my god, he cannot even train units. He is very much struggling for gold. Why is his... Oh, he has a gold mine here and lots of vital villagers. Oh, really needs to fix that. Why is Zertan so much better on gold? I guess Zertan's just been out on the map and gathering from these gold mines. He's really good at that, I guess. He's just gathering from gold mines in like the late game. Yeah, and Zertan's bank is just looking huge, while Eery's is really struggling. Yeah, I guess it just goes to show you that gathering gold mines, far out gold mines in the late game, is really good. Like, is Zertan seriously... Okay, he does have caravans, I was about to say. Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot about this. I just looked at his market. I was like, there's no way. Alright, so we're at 76 villagers to the 95. Eery does have a good caravan route now. It's only getting a 90. Jeez, how is that only 90? That actually is huge. That could be the difference in this game. 90 compared to 150. Oh, boy. Okay, that is probably the main thing why Zertan's bank is much larger. And that is actually huge. He already researched saddlebags too. He could research royal roads, but yeah, that's a much worse caravan route. Oh, however, Eery does clean this up, so there goes that 150 caravan route. He's not going to have to go this way, and that's probably going to be similar. Well, actually, it could go from this TC. Here we go, big engagement. Total War is now being researched for Zertan. Does have lots of res stacked. 93 villas to 92. Hard to say which way this engagement's going. 8 war chariots. Asabarcon's dwindling. And it looks like Eery's forced to retreat here. Losing lots of units while retreating here also. And Eery is out of fish. So now his eco is going to take a hit here. $91 villagers to the 95. Zertan moving in. Eery only at 184 pop and just no gold to make units. Really, and not even wood. Wow. And losing lots of villagers here. Zertan just winning these late games after being down a lot. In the same matchup. The reverse of this matchup. He was down in the Arabia game and then he was behind in this one. And he just somehow pulls these ones off. Eery definitely slipping up a little bit. He was floating tons of food at some point. His H4 timing could have been much sooner. He's still making a stand here. Definitely not. It's not over. He is back at 200 pop now, and he does have. If he can stabilize and get that H4 200 pop army of Persia, He could be in a good position, though, because his Asa bars looked very strong in that last game. Here we go. Some Asa bars coming in for the flank here. Ooh, very nice wall. Eery seeing this annoying Asa retreat. 91 villagers to the 85. Eery working on some more armory upgrades. Still missing a couple here. While Zertan has a complete armory. Lots of villagers moving around for Zertan at this point. Palatone on a fort. Ooh, this is big. I think those are Zertan throwing down some stables. These are Zertan's only 2 markets right now. And this is actually going to be a pretty big hit if villagers attacking the Palatone and repairing the fortress, trying to keep that fortress up. Market does go down. Very nice pickup for Eery. However, Zertan does have tons of res banked, so he's going to be okay for a while before, again, having to get that market built again. Who will win? This is a big one. I got to watch this. The 4 villagers. It looks like the villagers is going to win this one. 4 villagers take out Palatone, and the fortress does not go down. Oh, and it looks like Eery's kind of losing over here too. His fortress goes down. He gets over here. He's struggling to remax. He doesn't have the wood. Babylonian force is moving out here. New market built for Zertan. Just so many res stacked. Zertan's just looking very strong. Very interesting seeing in the reverse of this matchup. And Zertan just looking, I mean, nothing really is different, but he's just kind of winning it. I don't know. Both games are like the same army compositions. You're just struggling with res at this point. 77 villagers to the 80. Eery trying to stabilize. He is close to that 200 pop. He is now queuing up a Mangonel Galley, seeing what he can work at. I think this TC is probably too far. Champion upgrade just gives them damage. And let's see, Zertan is securing this side of the map with the market and now building more stables. Oh, now this is just a pure mounted archer army. And Zertan's running his force through the base, kind of ignoring the army, looking for the caravan route, it looks like. 81 villagers to 73. Zertan's continuing to hit and run with these mounted archers. Or he is losing quite a bit here. I mean, he's getting them cleaned up. Picking off some caravans, though. Let's see, that Mangonel Galley starting to just fire away at some units. I already lost a lot of HP. Oh, wow, Lancer. Must be from Lancer charge. Losing some more villagers. 61 vills. Wow, and his food is very low at this point. 92 villagers to the 60. No wood at all. Very low food. And Eery really struggling right now. Zertan with a huge bank. Eery's still working on armory upgrades. Zertan was done a while ago. Researching Cataphract Champion. Not sure if that is a mistake. That's 800 gold you're just tossing away if you're not going to make any Cataphracts. Maybe he will after he gets researched. Fishing boat goes down. Let's see, Eery deleted all of his fishing boats, it looks like. He could have, or maybe he lost them, I don't know. He could have blazed stocks here and he might have lost them. There's one left there. Yeah, Eery's bank's pretty low. He has 200 population. Just no food, though. He's probably switching to farms, kind of. Some farms abandoned here. Villagers got killed. Here we go. Big push from Eery here. Let's take a look. Villager pops 57 to 97. So Eery's maxed with only 57 villas. Look how large his army is. This could be a huge turning point. If Eery wins these fights really like decisively, this could be huge for him. Panettone is going to be taken out though to his Lancer charge here, it looks like. Both players kind of staying maxed, you know, queuing up units again. Trading, it looks, I don't know, it's hard to say who's coming out more on top here. Eery very low on food though, struggling to re-max, it looks like. He's not mixing in lots of monster archers though. Looks like Eery is winning this engagement, but not by a ton really. He probably had a lot more military, and he didn't really, felt like he didn't really win it. Oh, he's losing lots of villagers. Lancer raids. Oh, and here 44 villagers, and that is the difference. Market goes down. How did this guy get here? He must have got in before the wall went up. And that is the changing. That is the big difference here. The market goes down. Idled caravans. Probably half of his economy is idled. He has 19 caravans. That's about half of his villager population. And it looks like it's about over for Eery here. Zerton's struggling for gold at this point too. He lost his caravans, or his markets, but he's got his markets rebuilt here. But yeah, Eery really struggling at 145 population and struggling to make units. Zerton kind of struggling too. Completely only has 7 gold, but he's at 180 and just lost more villages. 98 villagers to 43. So this Eery trying to hold on, and he's not making any villagers actually. He doesn't have food. He like doesn't really have res to make bills. Yeah, he's very low resources. I think he just bought some food. Yeah, bought a lot of food right there, looks like. I believe. Yeah, he does his market rebuilt. These ones only getting 19. These ones getting retasked to this one. But even this is a very poor marker out. Trying to get max to 200 pop. He's not training some cataphracts. After researching the champion cataphracts. 43 villagers to the 85. Let's see. I would love to see him push with the 200 pop army and like see him like stomp Zerton's units. Mino Galley is still hanging out here. He can't really do anything actually, unfortunately. So Eery's gonna be 200 population with only 43 villas. So that is a huge military. Let's see if he can do something with it. He needs to push now. Like he's at the 200 pop. He should know I have way less villas. Like I have this huge army. I need to do the push. And that's what he's doing. Maybe could have went a little bit earlier. But now he's doing the push. Oh, but meanwhile Zerton's kind of pushing at the same time here. Eery having to deal with some walls here too. And there's like nothing to stop this. Zerton kind of beating Eery to the economy. And this is just pure Asabara versus like almost lots of monster archers. And these monster archers are just killing all of these caravans, every single one. They're just waiting in line for the caravans to come to them. They're all just dying in the same exact location. Let's see, is Eery at 20 villas? 22 villagers. Whew. 22 villas at almost 40 minutes. And yeah, he just can't train villagers. He can't even train a unit anymore. And yeah, folks, that looks like that's gonna really just be a wrap to this game very soon. Eery obviously doesn't want to resign. This is game 5. This is tournament life. So he's trying to play it out, but yeah, he's single digits resources basically. 17 villagers at 40 minutes. A very good rating from Zerton. Eery tried to make the comeback. Eery was down 2-0. Then he won the next 2, and he had a lead in this game 5. He had a good lead. He looked good once again, but he wasn't able to close it out. Eery probably just unaware, thinking that maybe he might have killed a ton of Zerton's villas, and maybe they're in similar villa situations, because both players have been running units around like crazy and stuff. So you never know. You never know where your opponent's sitting. But yeah, Eery realizes he can't. It's actually impossible for him to train a villager. I don't think he has anybody on food. He has 1 villager on food. Yeah, he just can't train a unit. So of course, playing it out, trying to win. And there you go. Game 5 goes to Zerton. Very impressive play from Zerton today. And Zerton goes to the finals once again. All right. So, very good games, very good series here. Let's take a look at some of these post-game stats. Zerton, or Eery definitely had a window to win this. Oh, Eery even outgathering by 7,000 and still managing to lose the game. That's a little bit rough. And training way more units. He was bad with his armor upgrades, that was for sure. He was getting his armor upgrades a lot slower than Zerton. I don't even know if he had all of them at the end. He was missing one at the very, very end. Well, Zerton had all of them, like, probably 5-10 minutes ago. Like, almost 5 minutes ago. But very good series, very good game. Another 3-2. These guys meet each other in tournaments pretty often. Seems like maybe every tournament. And I think it always goes 3-2. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I would like to see these guys' tournament histories, but I think Zerton always beats Eery, and I think it's always 3-2. I don't know if Eery took one off of him in a loser's bracket or something. But yeah, if anybody knows about these guys' tournament history, let me know. I know last time when I was casting the Soldier versus Wild game, I kind of said the same thing at the end of the series, how Soldier and Wild always meet each other in tournaments. And it's always seems like Soldier wins the series, but they're always like really close. And I saw like Wout was in the chat, and he was like, he gave like the tournament history. He was like, yeah, like Soldier won like 3-1, then like 3-2, and then like 3-1 or something. And like last 3 tournaments where they met each other. And so this is similar. Zerton and Eery always seem to play each other in tournaments, and it's always like 3-2. But that is going to be it for this stream. I'll take a look at the chat real quick and catch up, maybe see if there's any questions. All right, looks like Sahib will stream Soldier versus Striker in 40 to 50 minutes. That'll be a really good series. They're actually both already knocked out of the tournament, but they're kind of playing like a grudge match. Well, it's actually, I guess technically it's for 5th. I guess they're technically playing for 5th place in this tournament, and they decided to place their tournament winnings on the line. So they're doing double or nothing. They both won. I'd have to look. I think maybe they won $35 or $25 for their tournament placing in 5th and 6th. And they're gonna bet that money, so the winner will leave with all of it. Be double nothing there. So that'll be a really good series. And yeah, that's gonna be casted in 50 minutes by Sahib, so that'll be casted here. So you'll have another really good series to watch in a little bit, like 40 minutes or so. If anybody new is in the chat here, this is Age of Empires Online. It's a completely free-to-play game, so definitely download it. It's an awesome game, as you can see. I'll post some links to Discords in the chat. We have a PvP Discord where we organize tournaments and just for PvP community find players. So you should go ahead and join that Discord. Just post a link in the chat. We'll appear 2 minutes sooner because there's this 2-minute stream delay. But that is going to be it for this stream. Tune back in about 30-40 minutes and you're going to see Soldier, I'm Soldier US versus CG Striker playing it out for 5th place, and there's going to be like $70 or so on the line. So that'll be pretty entertaining. That'll be casted by Sahib. So, alright, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in next stream.